Does it matter that we're starting at 4:13 or it's all the same? Okay. What do you think, Malik?
Doesn't matter. It's on me though. I'll count you down.
What's that on me?
I'll count you down. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Count me down.
I know.
What's up, Doug? Okay. All right, so last mic check at everybody.
Mic check.
Turn the mics off, Jorge?
Yeah, he mutes them before we start because we do a
Jorge,
lot
turn the mics on real quick.
chitter chatter, chitter
Since we have 60 seconds for a mic check.
Mic check.
All right, we're good. Go ahead, Nat.
Mic check, mic check.
Slow Jam.
Mic check 1, 2.
McQueen.
Hello.
Hello.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9. 5, 5,
Wow,
5.
everyone's on the ball. Laura, is your last name Padrino?
It is Padrino, yeah.
Respect.
Like the restaurant, yeah. Godfather. Did you know?
And then
me?
who started it?
My grandparents gave it over to my dad, and my brothers and I now.
And what's your role?
Technically, my director of sales and marketing, but my brothers and I are owners, yeah.
Respect.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna start saying that when somebody tells me something. Respect.
Who would know that?
What's that?
No, I need Joey to go.
What'd you say?
Talk is money, honey, all we talk is money. All we talk is money, it's like bees to the honey. Honey, money, honey, money, honey. It's the SOSCAST, baby.
Wrap it up. We in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody out there in internet land.
Whoop, whoop.
Welcome to the SOSCAST, the sexiest financial show in the world. This is where finance meets romance, only here on Valuetainment. We're growing, we're showing, we're hoeing. I don't know. That's just what the word on the street. But life is good around here. Welcome to the show. My name's Adam Sosnick. You can call me Soz. You know that. With the help of my friends over here, we have one mission. We have one goal. We have one sole purpose, and that is to see you guys out there get paid, laid, and do it your way. As you know, we're always going to have a panel of amazing people. Absolute stud on the panel today. Gorgeous women. We might even have some Cuban food at some point today. You never know. Shout out to Padrinos. Let's get into some of the topics that we're going to be discussing today, and then we're going to meet our lovely panel. So we typically cover money stuff, dating stuff, relationship stuff, but also a lot of pop culture. So nothing's more pop culture in the news today, especially in the sports world, other than Aaron Rodgers tearing his Achilles for the
Damn, I saw that.
first game of the season, 4 plays in. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Sean Strickland beat Israel Adesanya in the UFC, collected $1 million one night, boom. The last time that I saw Israel Adesanya was when Joe Rogan invited PBD and I and the gang out to UFC. Israel Adesanya was at 11 in Miami, living it up. But times have changed. We'll discuss that today. But more importantly, his message that he said on the Full Send podcast about our friend, Andrew Tate. So we'll discuss that. We'll also talk about what Tristan Tate had to say about the loverboy method here's a little quick glimpse. Follow the money, as always. So we'll have that conversation. Some of the biggest scams and Ponzi schemes in history. You got to follow the money.
Right.
Where's the money in the Tate situation? We'll talk about that. Dating, we'll talk about, we all know that men are supposed to pay on the first date.
Always.
What about in the club, though? What about in the club?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Should men always pay in the club?
Yes.
We'll talk about the difference between
Wouldn't
how
that mean
men...
y'all are prostitutes, though?
Huh?
That's right.
Wouldn't that mean you guys are
No,
prostitutes?
because I'm not sleeping with you if you pay
I
in the
just
club.
want to
I
know.
go home after.
I thought we were on
We'll
agreement.
talk about that.
I go home
McQueen, the last time
after.
I was here, his clip went viral. He claims all women are prostitutes. I said, not all, McQueen.
Yeah.
Just most of them.
Okay.
So he said, no, it's all Adam. I said, I don't know. But interesting shot we have here today, guys. Anyway, we'll talk about how men treat 10s versus 2s.
Oh.
I like how it pans to me for the 10.
Fun fact, if you're a 2, just grab a hard hat, grab a mop, grab a broom. Life's going to be tough for you. You guys know what I'm talking about. We're talking about the latest TikTok star to lose his virginity. This is the, he's on the 30 under 30 list that you do not want to be on. Interesting dude called Baby Alien. Are you familiar with this dude?
I've seen him. He's definitely
congrats
not from
to
this
him.
planet.
We'll talk about the rules behind Hollywood A-list relationships and the rules to the game of dating these types of gentlemen and what you ladies think of the boundaries and rules that they set. So we'll get your ladies' opinion on that. Specifically Kanye, Shia LaBeouf, Jonah Hill, even Leonardo DiCaprio, Wolf of Wall Street vibes. We'll see what McQueen will have to say about that. We'll talk about age gaps in dating, what's too much, what's too creepy. And then last but not least, we'll talk about Elon Musk and his new biography that just came out. And he outed Amber Heard for being hellacious. So we all know what happened with her and Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But Elon Musk said, hold my beer, Johnny, because I got some things I got to get off my chest with this chick.
What's hellacious?
So, hellacious?
Yeah.
Like hell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hell.
Listen, you guys know that we're trying to teach Nat,
to read.
teach her English, trying to teach her how to read. We all know that.
Can you spell hellacious?
Yeah.
Don't look.
Hellacious. Actually pretty easy.
I got you. Let's move on to topic.
Can you spell hellacious?
No, I can, and I'm okay.
It's actually hellacious. Go.
Okay. HELLA.
She got it somehow. Did they? Thanks, Jorge.
Thanks, guys.
With that being said, let's meet our amazing panel. You guys all know Nat. When I met her, she was homeless, toothless, penniless. Now look at her right
Stop
now.
saying that.
She's on a show, living her best life,
Yes.
helping to do her thing. Before we meet the lovely ladies, McQueen is in the house. You know him, you love him, you want him. Ladies want him, men want to be like him. He's funny, he's cool, he's charming. I don't know, he's got the riz. What else?
I don't know. Some people say my penis looks nice. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. That's what they said backstage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know?
So congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
You were backstage.
What?
Yeah, Adam, I showed you my penis, man.
I didn't even backstage.
Hey, that was sick, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Respect. Respect. So, obviously, massive YouTube channel. You just crossed 1 million the last time you were here.
Nice.
Congratulations.
You host your own podcast, Extra, comedian, fitness trainer, Riz. He'll approach any one of you girls at any given second and say some random stuff. So just be ready. Do any of you girls get offended easily?
Me.
Okay. Well, that's
They say that until I say some wild shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know I do
Yeah,
sometimes.
test my
I want to skeet on your legs. This was yeah, it was one of his latest videos.
Oh my god.
He says some
You
wild
see
shit.
what I'm saying? Like,
I'm the type of person that will adapt to my surroundings. If you're calm, if you're cool, you're collective, I'm just like, hey man, how are you? I'll be all stoic. But if you're like McQueen, like, what's up? I'm like, hey, what's up?
yeah.
So
That's
I can play that game. So you guys know Nat. We'll get to her in a second. Slow Jams is back.
Hey.
She's a singer. She's got a
Yeah.
voice. She's got a rapper. She has a song called Sexy Ass Thug.
Oh yeah, you guys go check it out if you want to see some weird doubling effects. It's pretty nice.
You
Pretty
know.
cool.
So she's slow jam. She's got a slow drawl. She kind of got that, what's up, I'm too cool for school. Let's turn her up a little bit, Jorge, because when she sings, we're going to want to get that voice on camera. So, Slow Jams, what's new in your world? Any man in your life? What's new?
Yeah, I just got a new guy.
Oh.
And I think I'm gonna be off the market soon. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't wanna.
How long has
mess
this
it
new
up.
guy been in your life?
Too much info.
Maybe
to
like
share.
10 minutes. Okay, 40,
10 minutes.
Like 45 days.
So, I got a quick question for you. There's this song, you know the song that goes, 'cause girls is players too? Who
Yeah.
sings that song?
Coily Ray.
Coi Leray. What are your thoughts on that song, by the way?
It's somewhat true.
Somewhat true?
Somewhat true, yes.
Why is that somewhat true?
Because in order to be a player, you got to know the game. And in the game, there's cheats. And in the game, there's people who have the ring, the championship ring. And then, you know, it's different levels. And girls got to know what to do, what not to do. I don't think we're players for the same reason as guys. But, you know, it takes two to play one game.
Jesus. So this is not on my cue card, but I actually listened to the song earlier today. And she had a line that was like, she's like, I got like 3 or 4 of them. They all think I'm the man, but, you know, I be ignoring them. So she's basically saying she has 3 or 4 guys. Is this pretty common for the girls being players too? I know guys have rosters. We all know this.
Starting 5.
But do girls have rosters?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But I don't think we all aim to sleep with all of them. I don't know if that's guys, you know, reason for having a roster. I'm pretty sure they have a might be wife roster and then definitely a whole roster. I don't know if women have 1 or 2 rosters, but yeah, it's true.
Ladies, do you think that that women have rosters like men?
No. I
No.
don't think it's like the same as men. Like she was saying, it's not necessarily the same. Like I would say personally from like what I know from women and stuff, it's like
So you've never texted more than one guy at one time?
not to be like interested in him though, and like knowing that I'm gonna have more than like I'm not playing the field. Like personally, I know the girls do, but I think it's still different than the way that men do, where they're like having several women that they're trying to sleep with, and like saying that they're the only one that they talk to, and like they're the only one for them, and you know, telling like 5 different girls that. Like girls don't do that, so it's different.
But have you ever entertained more than one nigga?
No, because I just don't really care. Like I'm not really
lying.
trying to.
Come
No,
on,
no,
man.
bro, no cap.
That's great.
She hit her with a no cap, McQueen.
I know. It must.
That's how you know she's Gen
It
Z.
must not be cat. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we can get further into this throughout the show, but just since you're a rapper and you're a sexy ass thug, I was listening to that song today. I was like, let me ask Slow Jams if girls are actually players too. She stole that beat from you know who, by the way.
No.
I can't think of the name.
I think that was
but I know
Ice
the
Cube,
song.
the initial beat. But anyway, moving right along, Lauren Padrino is here.
Laura, but yes.
Oh,
Laura.
Laura.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah, I don't think there's Cuban Laurens. I'm Laura.
You know what? Laura Padrino.
Okay.
Okay.
And
She's
yeah, what am I? Tell me.
Cuban cuisine. You have multiple restaurants. What's your story with Padrinos?
3rd generation owner, Cuban restaurant, Padrinos, Cuban restaurants. Grandparents started it, gave it over to my dad. Now my brothers and I are at the helm. And what we're doing is honoring their legacy and expanding and growing in any way possible.
Respect to you. And what's your relationship status?
I am married for a long time. Like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about with all these rosters and nonsense, because
Nice.
I've been married 10 years. And I have children, so I
How old are
actually
you?
learned what no cap was only a year ago.
There you go.
So that's where I'm at from my perspective.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 girls,
2 girls.
Yep.
What age?
4.5 and 8.
Nice.
I know.
Because girls is mothers too?
Yeah, because girls are mothers
Straight
too,
up.
and wives too, and decent people too. Yeah,
Wow.
so
That's a new concept around here.
right? I know
Respect to
that was
you.
the idea, to be a different little perspective up here.
Love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause,
And you've
I
been
mean-
married 10 years.
10 years.
And you grew up here in South Florida.
South Florida, yeah. My whole
Okay.
life.
Respect. We'll look
Yeah.
forward to get to know you. Kate's here. How do you say your last name?
Guess. I love saying.
Saucedo.
Oh yeah, that's pretty close. People say like sauce stew. It's Saucedo, like how you said.
Saucedo.
Yeah.
Salcedo.
So, well, I'm Adam Sosnick. Sauce.
I like
And
the name
you're-
of your show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like the spelling of your name.
Thank
you. So, what's your nickname?
Sauce. Saucy, either one.
Did this just happen? Did this just happen? Okay. And you grew up where?
Oregon.
Oregon. Nice. And how long you been in Miami? 6 months, you said?
Yes.
What made you escape the wilderness?
I was there too long. I needed to get out the city girl life, you know. It's like the
City girl
guerrilla
life.
hiking
and,
lifestyle.
And you're a
out there.
makeup artist? What do you do for work?
A content creating model. I do my own makeup, so not a makeup artist. But if you guys want to hire me, let me know.
Hello. And how old are you?
I am 24. 25 next month, though. Or next week. Next week.
When's your birthday?
September 20th.
28th.
20th.
20,
Well, happy
28.
birthday. She'll be 25. We'll throw you a birthday party.
Thank you.
And relationship status?
Single.
No cap?
No cap.
There she goes. Saucedo. Interesting. Last but not least, Helen Blondell is here.
Whoop, whoop.
She's a singer, belly dancer, artist, right?
Yes.
How's your belly dancing skills?
Well, I've been doing it for over 15 years.
Oh.
So,
Damn.
yeah.
You show us anything?
Sure. So we have a shimmy. You put your arms out, and you really want to just move your shoulders, and it ends up looking like this.
Oh.
Oh.
We have wrist circles.
I don't have enough potassium, so my hands cramp.
That's okay. Actually, when it comes to dancing,
Snotty.
it's all about just getting that muscle memory.
Oh.
So, yes, I am a professional belly dancer. I teach, and I also, as you mentioned, I sing, and I have some music out on Spotify and other platforms.
So we have two musicians, one who's a belly dancer, one who's a sexy ass thug. We got Laura Padrino, that's a wife, a mom, 2 kids, married 10 years, business, entrepreneur, Cuban restaurant. Check out Padrino's over in South Florida. And a new sauce familia, a friend of ours that's gonna be 25 pretty soon.
A mini sauce.
And speaking of sexy ass thug, McQueen is here.
Hey, man.
So, I mean, while we're on the topic of sexy ass thugs, Malik is also here. Let's give a shout out to Malik. Clap it up for Malik if you don't mind.
Malik, the
So Malik's gonna weigh in. Malik the freak, 7 days a week. You know what he's doing?
Oh.
Hey, don't tell my business like that.
Okay, my bad.
Thank you, Malik.
Not a sneak. Not a sneak. Malik.
No.
Malik, what's new in your world, bro?
I mean, we just slaying the Hero Valuetainment production team. Everybody killing it. We working hard, coming together as one, getting the job done. That's what's new in my world.
Best attitude in the game. I tell the
Always.
story all the time. Even on the day that he was upset, I was like, clearly you're upset. He's like, 6 feet above the ground. What's there to be upset about? I was like, damn, Malik, you're my guy. That's
Every
my
day,
guy.
man.
Respect to you, Malik.
Yes.
And what's your relationship status?
I'm in a relationship.
That's right. He's taken. Sorry, ladies. Last but not least, Nat's here. Nat, how are you? What's up? Fill the people in on what you want to tell them.
Awesome. Well, happy SOSCAST Day. Today's panel is going to be a little bit more intimate, which I'm excited for based on the topics that we're going to be covering. Make sure you guys, give us some good super chats today. We've got McQueen in the building, so he'll be checking everybody when it comes to these super chats as well.
Yeah, I gotta check you though to
yeah,
make sure you use
that's
some
okay.
spunk when you say
That's
those.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You gotta say with some excitement.
My chest.
McQueen, thank you.
Yeah, because
Say it with your chest, Nat.
Yeah.
My chest.
McQueen, why did you just come at Nat that way? Did you say
Because
that
last time we were here, and even a couple of times where I've watched your podcast before I was on here, she was just like, "Yeah, shake them titties, head, make $100." Like it's just very no energy. Bring some energy to it.
Okay,
Listen.
I will bring my energy today.
I
I've
tell
got
her this
my-
all the time. Here's the challenge that I have with Nat before we start the show. I taught her how to read. This girl could not read a year ago. I'm like, how did you graduate high school? That's indicative of what's going on in our public schools these days.
I'm in the same place
Okay.
you are, so.
I don't know how she got this job, Her resume was in crayon. It was a mess. I'm like, Nat, here's the
pencil,
deal.
actually,
And then I was
color
like,
pencil.
listen, I gotta host a show. I got things going on. I can't be reading all super chats. I'm gonna need you for this. I didn't vet her reading skills. And her first show, she was like, is real. I'm like, that says Israel. She's like, oh, okay. Where's that? I'm like, that's a whole country, Nat. Oh, okay. Israel Adesanya? No, it's named after the country. It's a whole deal, but I'm too far gone, baby.
Well, I see in
Yeah,
the chat
yeah.
says Nat's excited today, so I'm excited. We've got a great panel today. I'm super
So,
ready to
McQueen,
go.
thank
Make sure
you.
we subscribe, do all those fun things.
Thank you. I will say that Nat takes feedback very well.
I do.
And she turns negatives into positives. And as horrible as a reader as she is, she's a very valuable contributor to her. But feel free to check her if she's not
Oh,
reading.
she's a great
Excited.
person. I just want to
Yes.
put that out there. I
That's
just,
okay.
just terrible about reading super chats. but-
Hey, we have our pros and cons. Huh?
Yes, got it. Okay. Well, with that being said, let's start today's podcast.
Yeah.
If this is your first time here, welcome to the show. Take a little wide shot of all the beautiful people that are on the show. I don't know who's the best looking people here, but everyone's running for the running. So, by the way, real quick, Humberto's in the house.
Humberto!
Our good looking new video coordinator. This guy's got swag, he's got sauce, but he's here watching the show for the first time. Thank you for being here, Humberto. With that being said, let's start the show. So, this guy, Sean Strickland. This guy's a shit talker. He's controversial. He's out there in Australia. We covered him 2 weeks ago before we did the podcast. He's out there calling out the LGBT woke community here in the United States. He's just saying all sorts of shit. Massive underdog fighting the middleweight champion of the world, Israel Adesanya, and he shows up to Australia. I think he was like minus 650, which is like, if you know anything about betting, for my betting addicts out there who checking into GA anytime soon, Gambling's Anonymous, massive underdog. He shows up Australia in the octagon. Malik's gonna show you what this guy did. He shows up. He's like, I'm gonna knock out Izzy. Everyone's like, yeah, all right, homie. And then he proceeded to do this.
Damn.
Yeah, anyway, that was a quick little clip right there. So he takes home $1 million in one night, bang, okay? So he is now the middleweight champion of the world, Sean Strickland. But why am I talking about this? This isn't a UFC podcast. This isn't a sports podcast. I do like the fact that he won $1 million, and he's probably getting a ton of after the show in Australia. Shout out to the land down under, what's going on over there. But he then, some clips surfaced of what he had to say about our friend Andrew Tate. And this is where I want to go with this guy. So he appeared on the Full Send podcast, and he did not hold his tongue when he was talking about the top G. Malik, you have this clip. He says, he's not your messiah. Unlike Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland gives a brutal reality check to young men idolizing Andrew Tate. So let's play that clip that he did on the Full Send podcast, and we'll weigh in on this.
Andrew Tate, man, is as young men, I can see why you guys look up to him, because you are moralist men. You have no values, you have no positive male role models. So you latch onto a piece of like Tate, who has money, who has women. You say, no, I want to be like Tate. All my problems in the world, they're because women are me. They're because this is no, that's not it. You watch an interview where he goes
Malik,
on.
thank you. So you get the point. He's just basically going ham on Andrew Tate. So it's no secret. Young men, they look up to men with success, money, power, status. Tate has all of those. So here you have this guy, underdog type of guy, who rose to the top, new champion, beats Israel Adesanya. I figured he'd be the type of guy that would actually respect someone like Andrew Tate. Kickboxer, ladies' man, started from the bottom, now he's here, shout out to Drake. But he's actually going ham on him, basically saying that he's not the messiah that you think he is, and that men should not look up to him. So let me start with the ladies, and then I'm going to let McQueen kind of weigh in as you guys say this. So should men actually look up to someone like Andrew Tate? And if not, who should men look up to? So who do you think are the ideal male role models? Okay, you want to start, Helen?
Yes. I actually have a lot to say about this topic, because I think that it's wrong, regardless whether or not you are a man or a woman, to ever idolize one person so much to the point that you agree with every single thing they do or every single thing they say. I'm a singer, and I look up to a lot of musicians, a lot of other singers. However, I understand that the mistakes that they make in their personal lives don't reflect all of the success that they gain in their business life. Andrew Tate is a very successful person. Obviously, he's made a name out of his platform. At the same time, none of us know who he is as a person in his personal life. And I think it's erroneous to just jump and attack a person who you don't know in real life. That being said, I do agree with his point that young men are looking up to other people, or for example, Andrew Tate and others before him and like him, they might say something that's taken out of context and roll with it as like a confirmation bias. And this is also wrong. I think that at the end of the day, you need to look up to someone who is doing what you want to do in your future if you wish to be successful. And also be able to make the decision on whether or not you can look up to them in the way they act in their personal lives.
So to be clear, should men, yes or no, look up to someone like Andrew Tate?
I would say when it comes to his business practices, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Who would you put? This is what I want to understand
Ryan
from the ladies.
Holiday. Oh, sorry.
So who would you say?
Ryan Holiday. 100%.
Ryan Holiday, the Daily Stoic.
Yes.
Okay, so that's who a man should look up to.
Yes,
Gotcha.
absolutely.
Who else is on that list?
Robert Greene, of course.
Okay.
Because
48
those,
Laws
yes.
of Power?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But how do you know those men also behind closed doors are actually good men as well? Even though they write books, you can put out great content, but content out the way, who are they when they are home? So it's kind of the same with everybody.
Yes, and I do agree with you in that sense. The difference is, I think that Robert Greene and Ryan Holiday and others have done a great job of keeping their private life private. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say anything about Andrew Tate. You know, I personally don't dislike him. I do think that a lot of things that he says, as a woman, I agree with it. As a business owner myself. However, I think that what a lot of young men are doing is they're taking certain things that are said out of context and using that as a confirmation bias to hate on women.
Got it. Kate, what do you think?
I have to agree with her on a lot of what she said in terms of just, I think you have to separate someone who is successful in their business practices and like their morality as an individual and how they treat others and women in general and stuff like that. So I think that that's a very like different topic as to if men should look up to him for business practices. I mean, yeah, he's extremely successful. Mm-hmm. But in terms of how he speaks about women and like how he would like talks about how he treats women, I would say on the internet and such, because I don't know how he actually treats women. But I would say no, that they shouldn't look up to him. But I also don't say as that I would have someone for them to look up to, because I don't know who you want to like be as a person. I don't think that's for me to tell you who to look up to. I think that you need to judge that by your own morals and what you think is right and wrong and how you're going to treat people. And if you really think that Andrew Tate is a good example for you and how you think you should treat people, I just don't think that's for me to say. I don't agree with it, but...
How do women your age view Andrew Tate? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. What are the main reasons why?
From my understanding of it, he's very disrespectful towards women.
Okay. Do you know what he said that has offended women specifically?
I've heard of things such as him just saying that women, kind of flipping the script in a sense of how I feel like women perceive that men treat them, and kind of flipping the script in the traditional sense of like a player, like a guy being a player, and saying that like you should do that to women, like you shouldn't have respect for them, that they're kind of just your arm candy, kind of just there as a pretty picture kind of thing. And I just don't agree with talking about women in that sense.
Do you believe in traditional gender roles? Or are you more modern, feminist, kind of women deserve a seat at the table too? We kind of have our own thing that we need to do.
I'm a feminist. I think it really just depends, but I'm also not someone like, if you want to stay home and be a stay-at-home wife, like you do you, whatever makes you happy.
So when you say you're a feminist, define what that means.
To me, I think that means that women deserve the right to have the same rights as men, to be able to use their voices in the same way, to have this be at the same level as men in general.
Do you have any examples of where women aren't able to have the same rights as men today?
I think when we talk about like job wages and things like that, if you're going to go into that, then like that's a pretty significant place.
So the wage gap.
Yeah.
What do you know about the wage gap and why women are paid 85 cents on the dollar? What details do you have on that?
I just know that a woman is paid less for the same exact job that a man's going to do, and I just don't think that's right.
Well, I don't know if it's for the exact same job. I think it's overall, though.
I've heard it's for the exact same. Like if a girl's getting the exact same role, like let's say we're someone's assistant. We have the same degree, same level of education, same exact thing. A man is still offered a higher wage versus a woman, even if the same education, everything. I have, instances.
I don't know if that's accurate. I think a lot of times they're using sort of macro numbers, and they're basically saying that overall, women are paid 85 cents on the dollar versus what men make. But the only problem is, you know, like you have 2 kids, right? As kids come into the equation, you're not going to work as many hours, or you're not going to be as dedicated to your job because, rightfully so, you're going to take care of those kids. So overall, men, you know, despite contrary belief these days, only women can have children. Right, McQueen?
Yeah.
That's right. And when women have to take care of kids, they can't work as many hours. Secondly, men are more prone to go into careers that make more money. For example, more men go into STEM careers. Are you familiar with STEM?
Yeah.
Science, technology, engineering, math. Whereas women go into more, can you spell STEM?
STEM.
That a girl. Where women go into more fields that are more nurturing, teachers, nurses, that aren't as, let's say, lucrative. So I don't know if that's actually a true situation.
They've also pushed women to be more like at home and like in the home, like historically throughout time. Because like I went to college and I have a degree in human development and like how children grow and like the family at home and how that affects children. And so in terms of that, it's like, yeah, well, you've pigeonholed, or not you, but like in general,
no,
women
it's me.
have
It was
been,
all me.
Yeah,
it was me and Andrew Tate, to be honest.
yeah, exactly,
Emma Queen.
period. No, but they've just pigeonholed women to believe that like they should stay home and like that's their job. What if a man wants to stay home and the woman wants to go off and get her career and go do that, and the man wants to stay home with the child?
Okay, last question for you, Kate, whose last name I enjoy. Who do you think men should look up to? What names come to mind?
I'm not 100% sure. I think that, you know, you'd have to go into things like...
You don't have one man that comes to mind?
Not really, no.
Zero men?
Yeah, no, zero
How
men.
about this? What women come to mind that women should look up to?
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because she is a mental health advocate and celebrates people for their uniqueness and rareness and like men and women, like she, for both genders, just talks about how you should appreciate who you are as an individual and be open to other people's uniqueness and who they are.
How old is Selena Gomez, you think?
She is 31.
Selena Gomez is 31 at this point?
I believe so. I'm a big fan.
Is she married yet?
No.
Does
We're
she have
single.
kids?
We're both single and no kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you still look at her as a role model if she was 40 not married, no kids?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to be 40, not married with no kids?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But if you're looking up to her, is that like a future that
That's
you're
fine with me. I'd love to be 40 with no kids.
Really?
I don't think you would.
I'd be
Okay,
fine with
well,
it.
let's hear from the woman on the panel with married for 10 years and 2 kids.
That's almost 40 with kids, yeah. So much to say
So,
on this.
yeah,
You want to go
so
all the way back
number one,
to
let's start with the
Andrew Tate?
basics. Yeah.
Okay.
Is Andrew Tate a good role model,
Somebody
bad
to
role
aspire
model?
to. Okay. So as for how he worded it with the Messiah, he's accurate. Okay. So he is not somebody that you want to embody 100% full stop. I did see a recent interview where I think he's curbed some of his like super negative talk about women. There are some things to emulate about him. I guess, you know, the business attributes, whatever. I don't know him super well. But as for, I do like his stance on like masculinity, how it's kind of been torn down, and the toxic masculinity thing. He's kind of like just tearing that apart. So there's aspects of him that I appreciate, not all of it by any means.
You said you have 2 daughters?
2 daughters.
Okay.
Would
And you've
I
been
want
married
my
10 years?
Yeah.
As far as male role models, who comes to mind that,
Right.
like, what type of men would you like to see your daughters marry? Or what, if you did have sons,
Yeah.
what type of men would you want them, to emulate?
Yeah, no, certainly nothing like that. Nobody I could think of in pop culture. And, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm sucking up or anything, but I like PBD and what, he's a father. He seems very involved in his kids' lives. And you can have business and you can be a dad and you can be, you know, a husband and you can have that balance. I think that's something to emulate, where your respect comes from, you know, your status and your position as a family man and as a businessman, not because, like you said, what people look up to Tate as is, you know, that he has a ton of women and all this kind of stuff. No, those kind of things I wouldn't emulate. There's attributes of everybody that you can extract good from, but as a whole, no.
All right, let's get into what our friend Kate was referring to.
As for the
Kate was basically saying that she's a feminist.
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
But she'd be totally cool with being
with
40,
being 40.
no kids, and single.
Okay,
now,
Kate.
I've gone to let's just say digital war with a woman who embodies this quality.
Yeah.
Chelsea Handler, who's 48,
Oh, yeah.
single, no kids, masturbates every day, nothing wrong with that. Does drugs, drinks, and is absolutely delusional. Are you good?
Okay.
Okay.
Thoughts on Chelsea and
So when
Kate?
you hear a young girl like this
Yeah.
saying, I'm happy being 40, no kids, like if you never had your 2 daughters, if you never got married and you were just running your restaurant,
Okay.
how happy would you be?
I so much to unpack here. First of all, super sweetheart. I hope that your mindset changes on that, because the joy that I have in my life from being a wife and a mother, like I would want everybody to experience that. Every woman that can have children, all the people that can have children, women, to experience that. And Chelsea Handler, specifically speaking about her, if you want to bring her up and you want to get me real hot, she is what the opposite of what a woman should want to emulate. Just everything toxic. I mean,
Why is she the opposite of what a woman should emulate?
I'm not saying everybody needs to, absolutely every single person needs to have kids
Yeah.
and get married. Is there a lot of joy and fulfillment in that? 100%. Do I truly believe that she is happy in her life and all those things and all those videos that she makes and shows how happy and childless she is and happy and single she is? Do I truly believe she's happy? Absolutely not. You wouldn't need to drain your life with the whatever substances that she uses. I don't need a single thing. We were talking about this, but I mean, I don't drink caffeine. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, I literally, there's nothing that I need to be fulfilled. My life gives me that. Again, there's a lot of purpose in the work that I do. I'm involved with a ton of the other things as well that bring me joy and purpose. But I mean, the good majority of that is my family.
Look, I love this conversation right now. And Kate, I'll come to you in a sec. Let me go to Slow Jams. But this conversation that you're having with like almost like your younger self.
Oh no, this is my audience right here.
Yes.
This is what I want to mentor is girls your age, because at that age, I was certainly not thinking that right way, but I was wasting time. And not that I'm saying hurry up and get married by any means, but if you curb that thinking at that age, truly, I promise you, the joy is in the life that I am living.
Hear me out for a second.
Go.
Are you in your, I'm assuming, mid-30s?
Yeah, the upper to mid.
So I'm in my early 40s.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a lot of girlfriends. Wide range of ages. Okay. From early 20s to mid 40s, let's say. So, do you know who are what I would call the fake happiest girls I know? The girls in their late 30s that were the hottest freaking girls in high school, college. When I say like dime pieces, dime pieces. But now they're 40, or their 40th birthday is approaching. And now that I host this show and they see what I do, they're like, I want to talk to you about what you talk about. I go, I want to talk to you about your life. I want to understand what you got going on. And I go, why aren't you married? She's like, well, you know, I made a decision. I wanted to focus on work, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why don't you have kids? Well, I didn't find a man. I go, are you happy? She's like, well, and I mean, this is sort of indicative to like the multitude of conversations I have. They're like, no. One of them is having a baby by herself, okay? One of them is just married to her job, working for some corporate overlord that does not give her fulfillment. One of them literally microdoses on mushrooms every day just to kind of have a little bit of spark in her life.
Right.
And listen, like, I'm never going to tell a woman what she should or should not do.
Right.
But when I see a young, beautiful girl who's 25 years old, it's like, yeah, I'll totally be 40 and work and have a job and I'll be totally fulfilled. I'm like, why don't you just go talk to a 40-year-old or 140-year-olds like I have and get their answer?
Yeah.
And if you're cool with their answers, live your life, like Rihanna says. But I don't know if that's the outcome. And this is the biggest problem that I see going on in America today, is that women are fed this feminist stuff and they only see it when they're 22, 24, 26. They're hot, they're young, they have all the opportunities. Guys are throwing themselves at them. Here's the only problem. Talk to me when you're 38. Talk to me when you're 40. Talk to me when you're 42. Dudes aren't going to be knocking down your door. You're going to be like so fed up with working, because I don't truly feel that women are like built to work like a man. I feel like women were built to nurture and love and play that role. And there's going to be that epiphany phase where you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm 44 years old. I'm working. I'm making whatever, decent money, but I'm unfulfilled.
Yeah.
What would you say to the 40-year-old, or it's like the young women out there who are going down that trajectory?
No, what do I say? And I do. Like I said, this is my audience right here is trust me, my life is what you want to have. This is not yay, me, go me at all. There is joy in this. And I see, like you said, your friends and the ones you're talking about, there is no joy in that. Or there might be moments, right? But not the vast majority of it. And the other thing that comes with joy is peace. And that's what I'm living. So it is all fine to think these things now. But like he said, talk to both. Talk to me. I'm not quite 40, but like I said, I'm almost there. Talk to another person that's exactly my age. And which one would you prefer to have? As for that idea of the work and that fulfillment there might have been a time where they're pushing women back home. Right now, they are not. They are paying for you to go to a different state to get an abortion so you can come back and work.
Oh, yes.
They are paying you more to stick around at work, and the wage gap has been debunked. Like we know that all those facts that you were
Kate,
saying.
as
weren't
Laura
true.
is kind of like eloquently pointing out, why do you disagree with Laura?
It's not that I disagree, because I think everyone has their own opinion on what makes them happy. Like, I can't tell her what makes her happy and what's going to make her fulfilled in her life, just like she can't tell me what's going to make me happy and fulfilled in my life. And I grew up with like a single mother and stuff like that. And she instilled into me that a woman should be independent and have her own, whether you are happy with a man or not, which I'm thankful for. And I had myself in a situation where I could have had the whole marriage thing and just been an organ and been a wife and have kids now.
Why didn't you do it?
Because I didn't want to. I had dreams for myself that I knew that I had to go off, and it wasn't going to happen for me in Oregon, and it wasn't going to happen in that situation, in that relationship. And so I had to go off and find myself, and I knew that wasn't the right lifestyle for me. Not to say that's not for her, and I'm not saying that I'm not going to have kids one day either, because I literally studied like human development and kids, and I love kids. But that's just not where I'm at right now.
So do you feel like that's not what you really want, or do you feel like that particular situation was the one you didn't want?
At this point in time, that situation is not what I want.
Right.
I can't speak to what I'm going to want in 5 years or 10 years. And you know what? I might be 40 one day and be like, when you were 25, you were an idiot. Totally could. But now, in this point in time,
It's definitely a possibility.
I'm good. I'm happy. Thank you.
I would like to add that I do believe that there is something happening right now where a lot of women, due to feminism, are having that strong, independent woman mindset, where I do feel that that's kind of getting in the way of femininity and also kind of blurring the lines. At the same time, though, I will say it is a dangerous slope as a woman to feel like there's a timeline. I've often seen the narrative that, for example, a 24-year-old woman with a child, but no man is considered low value, which I don't agree with, but this is just in general. Those same 24-year-old women could possibly have been trying to fulfill that goal of having the picket fence and being married and having a child, but sometimes the man messes up too. And
no doubt.
what happens?
By the way, you didn't say your relationship status.
I'm single.
Okay. And how old are you?
Have kids?
I'm 29.
Okay, gotcha. Well, you know what Kevin Samuels said about this. We talked about this the other day. Feel free to push back. Kevin Samuels, King, rest in peace. He said at 27, for a woman's sexual market value, time to sell. Okay, by 30, you're 50% off. This is his words. By 35, you're on clearance. 40, you're outlet. By 50, goodwill.
I strongly disagree with that, and let me explain why.
Okay.
I agree.
So,
You agree with Kevin Samuels?
Yes, I do.
You do? All right, explain why. And by the
Well,
way, how old are you? Slow Jams?
25.
25.
I agree. Just from watching all these podcasts in life, and I was an exotic dancer for like 4 years. So I've seen where, even in the club, when it's strictly about purchasing, nobody touches the 45, 50-year-old, even if it's easy access, even if it's nothing in the way, no conversation. Nobody goes for her. On top
The
of that,
45-year-old stripper.
Yes, 50.
Jesus,
we're talking about
if you're still
easy
stripping at
access.
45, oh my God.
Okay, but next, what? biologically, it's like your time to be fertile. You know, that's not an all-day unlimited thing. There's a window coming up, a door that's coming up for that. And then also, a lot of guys, it's not our fault, but a lot of guys assume that we have certain mindsets at certain ages, so they won't play with you at certain ages, or they won't try to date you, or they would try to marry you at certain ages. I do think, based on what Kevin Simmons was saying, there's certain increments of time where, yes, your value, you may not feel it, and I would never want you to feel like your value is going down. But on the outside world, baby girl, yeah, it's going down the older you get. If you don't have your morals intact, you don't have a man, you don't have maybe a career, and all those things combined, that does not always mean you're happy. We're not talking about the 1 or 2 chicks. We're talking about the rest of the world. Like, I do feel like your value does go down when it comes to, are you valuable enough for marriage? Are you valuable enough to make babies? Are you valuable enough to, do certain things? I agree with Kevin Simmons.
So, James, what was your epiphany phase? Because you're very open. You said that you were a dancer. You got out of that world. You're still not dancing, all right?
No, I'm done.
Now you're rapping, you're focused. So you must have had a major epiphany, especially you're pretty based. You're basically saying, like, look, I'm on the Kevin Samuels team over here. I'm on the Andrew Tate team, basically. What was the moment that you're like, all right, I got to live, give up this life and kind of clean it up a little bit?
When I stopped dancing, or when I noticed, I
just
don't know.
Like everything that went from the dancing vibe to being more practical vibe.
Well, my mom is like a notorious person for some evil stuff. So she was just not someone you want to be as a woman. Like, she was very young. My dad was 28 years older than her. She had multiple kids. Now they all off the planet.
Your dad was 28 years older than your mom?
Yeah, so I'm already used to the age gap. My mom did trick off on my dad. My dad tricked off on my mom. So I wasn't...
What does that mean, tricked off?
Trick off, like, I'm bringing all the money to you. I don't care if you don't really like me, if you don't really love me. It was
a transactional
I'm glad to have a young thing on my arm.
Gotcha.
So seeing that, and my mom went through the psych ward. She went through a lot of stuff. So to see your mother be a stat of that BBL, bleach your skin, all of that, I don't want to be like that. But even in dancing, I see people going through things in dancing and modeling. I see girls internet girls going through a lot of stuff. I've just seen a lot of things that is right. At the end of the day, I want something normal, representable, and to be proud of. I was asking her in the back about her marriage, because what we doing all this for if I can't sit down and reproduce myself with someone who's worthy of it at the right time in the right space? I don't want to wait till I'm 50 years old and then half of the guys don't even look at me.
You're on goodwill. Helen, what's your pushback to slow jams?
So what you were mentioning about the club, and I can only imagine what she might have looked like. But I do think naturally, yes, it is difficult. It is more difficult as you age, as a woman, or as a person in general. Your body does change, and you do have to put a lot more focus on how you take care of yourself and how you work out and how you eat and all of that. But I can say personally that looking back on where I was at the age of 22, 23, I wasn't at my best physically, and I was also in a relationship that wasn't the healthiest. So I do think that sexual market value is also heavily placed on how you think and how you take care of yourself.
But nobody knows how you think.
But how many girls actually take care of themselves, though? You might be the anomaly, but like, how many girls out of the population actually take care of themselves for that extended period of time? Not many.
Not many. But at the same time, that's why I feel it's so... I just don't agree with the blanket statement of market value going down at 40.
But would you say that the world operates off of generalities?
Yeah.
So, I mean, isn't the blanket thing kind of accurate if most girls don't really take care of themselves? It's kind of like the blanket's covering most of the population.
Yes, but then we can use that statement in anything when it comes to race. People make generalizations about us, and that can hurt us. So I think that if we're going to use that for one thing, we have to consider everything as a whole.
Of course.
All demographics.
Of course, but the topic is, I'm sorry, but the topic is like, the whole, like what we're talking about now, not just like that's a whole different subject.
Yeah.
So do you agree with what Slow Jams was saying, like that if you you know, obviously take care of yourself, then yes, you can retain your sexual marketplace value. But like most girls don't, and that's like the reality, and that's the fact. So would you agree in that sense that most girls in general too, that their value does go down as they get older? Because it's not just like, you know, their physical appearance. Like they go through relationships and then they get trauma, and then they start like they have like these set mindsets that
And you also learn from your trauma as well.
not everyone though.
This
But
is what
some-
people refer to as baggage, right?
Exactly.
The idea
Baggage.
of age is baggage.
Yeah, right.
The more time you spend with wrong mindset, whatever that means, and making bad decisions, you are accumulating baggage, which obviously you bring into a relationship. The more baggage you bring into a relationship, the more likely it is to fail. I have to say something about Maya's point. She was saying, I didn't realize that she danced and all this. To have that epiphany and say what she said about, I saw my mom and that's what I didn't want to be. Because we were talking about before role models. There's two things you can look up to or down to or just look to. It's what you want to be and what you don't want to be. So the amount of wisdom it takes for somebody as young as her to realize she did that, I don't want that. You know, and to say to me when I was just talking to her in the back, that's goals. I didn't know what her background was, but she's talking about my life being goals coming from where she came from. You put what your goals are is what you, and I'm not putting this on anybody, and I'm certainly not saying anything about timelines, right? That you have to be a certain age and make decisions by a certain time. I'm just saying, look at who you want to be or don't want to be, and then have that as your plan or your map. And so I think
that's great. Let me just say to you, you know who's undefeated? Undefeated. Father Time, baby. You could dance and belly dance and do your thing and you look great, you're high, guys are gonna holler at you. At some point, the moves won't be as dope. The men that are coming at you won't be as, let's just say, swagged out or cool or rich or successful. So I always say that women have to figure out when to pull the cord, the parachute cord. Now I agree that you probably don't wanna do it at age 21. I'm not in that camp where it's like, I want a 19-year-old virgin. I'm like, no, you don't, bro. Like, you're not trying to marry a high schooler. Like, that's a totally different, that is not what I'm looking for. But I also know, on the other side of the coin, that the type of dude that some of you guys want, he's not going after the 38-year-olds and the 40-year-olds. He wants the 26-year-olds or the 29-year-olds or the 24-year-olds or the 32-year-olds, whatever, depending on his age. So at some point, a woman might have to pull the cord, maybe sooner than they thought that they were, if they find the right man, because you might have to pull that thing too late. Next thing you know, you're on clearance, Goodwill, or the outlet store because you're 40. But let me get McQueen's last point of this. So this whole conversation, brother, started with who should men look up to, right? Kate was saying that basically how women should look up to. She didn't really have a name.
Women, she said Selena Gomez.
Oh, Selena Gomez. That's right. My apologies.
Thank you. I appreciate
Selena
that.
Gomez. But she didn't name a mother, which led us to this conversation.
Yeah.
So who do you think men should look up to? Is Tate on that list? Who else is on that list?
I think that there's a lot of things to take away from Tate for sure. I would say there's a lot of great things that he shows, you know, that definitely helps men. I mean, it's evident, you know. Even me, I mean, he's helped me a lot in terms of like the way a man should think. And I think that her argument about, and also like we're going back to one of you guys said that like the way he talks about women, a lot of those things were, one, he's playing a character, and two, he said a lot of things about women that are very like uplifting for you guys, and no one pays attention to that. You know, everyone just talks about the negative thing he says, but like no one wants to pay attention. And like I would argue that a lot of girls just hear a lot of other girls saying that he's just this negative woman hater, and they just run with that narrative instead of actually doing your own research and understanding who he is and what he talks about. Because if you did, you would understand he actually uplifts a woman a lot. He says that women are like actually more valuable than men in a lot of ways, you know, and like there's so many other things that he says. But to answer your question, Adam, I think he's someone on that list. Do I really know? I don't know him, so I don't know what he does behind closed doors. But I feel like what he's put out there is definitely like, you know, changed and helped a lot of men out there. And who I think that, and I could say that too, you guys said Robert Greene and then someone else. how do you know Robert Greene's not out there getting clapped or some shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know he's not? How do you know he's like some guy just because he's put out good content? How do you know he's not out there getting fucked in the ass or some shit?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I can answer that. I think what I mentioned before. Again, I agree. I've seen the great things that Andrew Tate says about women. Unfortunately, people have taken those videos out of context where he does say things or where it's misconstrued for him to say certain misogynistic things. And some boys and guys who already have that bias toward women will take that and run toward it.
Yeah.
That's really what I meant to say.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree that there's a lot of men out there that see what he says, and despite whether they know it's a joke or not, take that and use that to justify their own hate for women, and then they just become big-ass misogynists. I definitely agree with that.
And to answer your question about Robert Greene and Ryan Holiday and all of that, if they were to put out any rhetoric about women that is negative, or about anything that's negative, my opinion about that would change. But as far as what I've seen and what I've read in books from Robert Greene and from Ryan Holiday, it's nothing but positive messages that are actually not really geared toward one gender or the other.
Of course.
Yeah.
But see, wouldn't that make Tate more relatable to a way broader audience of men? Because he's not saying anything negative. He's just saying the truth a lot of the time. And I feel like a lot of times when people tell the truth, they automatically don't want to hear it, so they label it as negative. And so I feel like a lot of the times what he's saying is pretty accurate. You know, I know a lot of women that sit there and say, like, he's pretty fucking accurate for maybe 90% of the time. And so another thing, too, is, like, I think that as opposed to Robert Greene, he's only putting out what you know from him, like, you know, his book and shit. But if he was to be honest as Tate, I think he would be way more relatable to a way broader audience of people. And I think that's something that, you know, a lot of men look up to, too, is that he's not afraid to be 150% himself.
Yeah, let me say this before we move on to the next topic. To put your stuff out there and be on the internet for hours and hours and hours and hours on end and be unfiltered, do you know what kind of balls that take? What kind of charisma that takes? You understand what that is. You've done that. Okay, McQueen?
Yeah.
This guy has done that for years, for hours on end, and people will take little chunks, bing, 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 clip it up, and misogynist, rapist, you know, woman hater. It's like if someone did that, please don't. Of the things I've said on this show, they'll be like, this guy's clearly X, Y, and Z, fill it in. But when you're on the internet for hours on end, it's so easy to take 30 seconds. That is a facetious, hilarious joke. He's a comedian. I'm a former comedian turned businessman. Like, these are jokes, as Dave Chappelle used to say. So, Tate's a funny guy. I've met him multiple times. We talk all the time. Like, he's a funny dude. Some of it is satire. Some of it is being hyperbolic, and that's what it is. I'll also say this. You know, what I think Tate has done for men is just highlight the three things a man needs to do in order to be the full package or the trifecta or the full status man, right? And that is get your money right, because I don't give a shit how cool you are, how you look, how you dress. If you're still living at home with your mom's house when you're 30, ain't girls messing with you, especially when you're 40. So have a career, have a success, and have something going on in your life as a profession. Number two, the outside, right? I'm getting choked up.
Okay.
Tate will do that to you.
I'm just kidding. Sorry, Tate. Number two, your outside, your physical fitness, your well-being. I know that you're a big physical fitness guy. This guy's ripped over here. But how you dress, how you look, how you smell, like what you're portraying to the outside world is important as a man, okay? Dude is a kickboxer, whoop some ass. But the most important thing is not so much the outside as the inside of a man. What's your character? What's your integrity? What's your morals? What's your values? What's your principles? What kind of character type man you are? And then on top of that, the foundation is, are you smart? Are you funny? Are you charismatic? Are you romantic? Do you got riz? Like, do you got the sauce? You know what I'm talking about. So, like, if you can do all that, that is a high value man. Now, the last thing I'll say is, like, today we had Larry Elder, who was running for president of the United States. Shout out to you, Larry Elder. Black man, 71 years old. made a major name for himself, ran for governor of California. He said, you know, my biggest regret in life? We said, what's that? I never had kids. I never had kids. He said, you know, you can do all this stuff, but it's my biggest regret in life. So if me, 42 years old, if I'm still hosting the SOSCAST when I'm 72 years old being like, cause men is players too, kill me right fucking now.
I will.
Okay? So I do think that, you know, as a man, we mature a little bit later than women. I think as a man, like I have friends that are just starting to have families right now. All good, play on player. No girlfriends can really do this at age 42 and 40. Certainly not at 45. It's called geriatric pregnancies after 35. So men and women are different, despite popular belief. So I think that for women, for them to say, oh, I don't need no kids, it's like, talk to women who are 40 these days with no man, no kids, see what they have to say. But I listen to guys, much like you should be listening to her, I listen to guys who are 70 years old. I'm like, they're saying, what's your biggest regret? I'm just here solo status. Yeah. Another guy we interviewed, Mike Rowe, Dirty Jobs. You ever seen this show?
Mike Rowe.
I was like, Mike, you're the fucking man. You're good looking. You're a stud. Why no kids? He's like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, I kind of messed up on this one. It's a little too late. So I think it's, listen, if we just pull back the facade, pull back the curtain, Wizard of Oz style, you know, for a man and a woman, okay? But for the men out there, family, kids is the most important thing in life. And that's getting lost in society today. You see the breakdown of the nuclear family. You're saying that people aren't like choosing to have kids. And, you know, in countries like China, they're, despite what people think, not to get all geopolitical, they only had a 1-kid mandate for a while. Now they're allowing 2, allowing 3 kids. Now they're paying people to have kids because they understand that family and kids and the nuclear family unit is the most important thing in society. And I'll leave it there. So,
can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say one more.
Guys, we got a lot more to cover.
I know.
So.
I know.
Okay.
This is a good one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll try to say it quick. So, I would say that a lot of niggas nowadays are bitch-made ass niggas. Like, a lot of dudes are really sassy, as a lot of you guys girls say, right? I think a lot of girls can, like, agree with that. So, if Andrew Tate is out here teaching men how to be strong, how to be masculine, how to make money, how to get in shape, and how to become the man that women actually want, how is he not a good influence on men? I would say that in turn, he's helping men how to become the man that you guys want, and that is in turn helping you guys get exactly what you guys really want. Because a lot of women's argument nowadays is that women, niggas are acting too sassy nowadays. So I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there.
Kate, you disagree?
Shout out to the sassy boys, not on this show.
Kate, you disagree?
Look, let's go down the rabbit hole. We're gonna have an opportunity to talk more about Tate, but it's gonna be more of a financial conversation because we all know that Andrew Tate has a brother, Tristan Tate. He's a little bit, he's a little bit taller. He's a little bit tanner. He's a little bit more hair. Equally as top G as Andrew, but he has a different vibe. Andrew Tate, kickboxer, he's there with no shirt on. Tristan Tate's there in a 3-piece suit, kind of doing his thing. Had a great time when we were in Romania with the two of them. But, you know, they're accused of this lover boy method. You familiar with this at all? Have you ever heard this term?
Yes.
So, essentially weaponizing affection to lure in women, okay? AKA what all you women do to men, okay?
Love bombing, you mean? That's what it sounds like.
Love bombing, sure, exactly. Love bombing, correct. The loverboy method. They've also been accused of human trafficking and organized crime, which I think is bullshit. But you know what I think is bullshit? I'll tell you what I think is bullshit. So I Googled what the biggest scams ever were, okay? So on this list, you'll find things like recently FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, they defrauded people out of $9 billion, okay? Great job, Sam Bankman-Fried. I'm sure you'll spend some time in jail. Bernie Madoff, if you remember that, this was around 2008, 2009 financial recession, scammed people out of $20 billion, if not more. So he ended up, I think, committing suicide, taking his life, possibly dying in prison. I think one of his kids committed suicide. Disaster. The whole family, like nobody is named Madoff anymore, just like you don't see anybody named Hitler anymore or Stalin anymore. It's just kind of one of those names. It's like once you fuck over that many people, it's just like kill yourself, change your name. What's my point? Enron. Okay, do you guys remember Enron? Enron was a company in the late 90s, early 2000s. They went bankrupt. They lost $74 billion. I actually interviewed the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, last year at the Vault. His name was Andy Fastow. From in a 12-month period, he was CFO of the year, and he got a trophy, to a picture of him holding up his inmate number. That's how things can turn. Just like Sam Bankman-Fried was lauded as like the next genius, next thing you know, he's going to end up in jail. What's my point? So if the Tates actually committed a crime, exploitation, let's say, where's the money? Where's the money? You know, they say follow the money. Where's the money? So I want to show you this clip from Tristan Tate, what he says about the money. And then I'm going to, guys, tell you, I want you to tell me how much you think TikTok pays creators. Because the whole scam, the whole, as they call it, organized crime, human trafficking, allegedly, this is what is in the documents, is that they were coercing, the loverboy method, women to come to their lair and forcing them to do TikToks for money, okay? Might as well just ask you this question right now. Do you know how much TikTok pays per view?
I have no TikTok.
It depends.
Just go down the list. How much do you think TikTok pays per view?
Maybe like 4 cents.
Okay, per one view?
0.04 cents.
Okay.
Maybe
What
not
do you
even
think?
a cent.
I know it depends if you're in the creator fund, and it depends how many followers you have. But I'd say, like, if you have, let's say, around 1,000 or a couple thousand or so, I mean, you're only going to get like maybe 10 cents.
Okay,
or so
so
per view.
what do you think?
Zero idea. I imagine it has to do
Gotcha.
with how many followers you have, but I
Are you on TikTok, or did you get banned for some reason?
Nah, I don't know about it, but I have a guy that posts all my shit on there, and he pretty much told me there's like a creator fund where like they get paid like $1 per view amount.
Okay.
But like the regular, just like there's something under that before that came out where it's like a cent per view or something.
Yeah, what do you
like
think,
that.
Slow Jams?
I think it's like 0.70 something. I don't know.
Okay.
per view.
What do you think, Nat?
No idea.
Okay, so you have no idea. So again, I talked about what's going on in the Tristan Tate, Andrew Tate situation, and the scams that people have been accused of. Bernie Madoff, FTX, Enron. Follow the money. So if you follow the money, they've been accused that they're stealing money from girls doing TikTok. Here's how much people get paid to do TikToks. I'm not talking about the biggest TikTokers in the world. I'm talking about just your average creator. Fun fact, TikTok pays 2 cents per 1,000 views. What does that mean? If you get 10,000 views on a video, how much do you earn? 20 cents. For 100,000 views, you get $2. For 1 million views, you get $20. For 10 million views, you get $200. Does this seem like a good business model to base a human trafficking scam based around? It makes no sense. No. And let's hear Tristan Tate explain it in his own words. Go ahead, Malik.
Yes.
After that, exploiting the woman. What's your point of view in this case?
If I exploited anybody, they would be able to find €1 of money I made. Just one. And I feel like the most telling thing about this file is that allegedly, if I really did coerce these people and make them do TikTok, I was doing it for free. So why would I do that? I spent my entire life with no criminal record. At 33 years old, I have no criminal record in any country in the world. I've never committed any crime. So I'm already a multimillionaire. I'm a public person. I'm famous. I'm successful. I have a daughter. And at 33, I decide, let's start an organized criminal gang that kidnaps people and makes them do TikTok. Why? Oh, for free. Just to do crime. So I think exploitation needs money to prove exploitation. The fact that there's not €1 in the case file, I believe, is a very important factor to why judges keep letting me go, because it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I think that is such an important point, okay? Exploitation needs money. Follow the money. In any crime, follow the money. I just went over some of the biggest scams that are household names. When you hear this, regardless if you think Andrew Tate is a misogynist or if he's a good person or bad person, that's almost irrelevant. It's talking about are you innocent or guilty in a court of law? And if you're being held accountable for alleged human trafficking, organized crime, and this loverboy method. And it all comes down to money, right? That's what these crimes would come down to. If you're doing this, it's to make money. Why the fuck would you utilize TikTok as your business model to generate $200 per 10 million views? Now, keep in mind, the women that would have been doing this, they're not Selena Gomez or Charlie D'Amelio, and like they weren't there. I mean, if you can kidnap those girls, you can make millions. But these are random webcam girls getting a couple 100,000 views, and as we already talked about, that pays $2. So if you're already worth millions of dollars, you've already made a name for yourself, you've never had any criminal record. Imagine me and McQueen be like, hey dog, you know what would be amazing right now? Let's kidnap some random girls, make them fall in love with us. Not even kidnap, we're just gonna make them fall in love with us, set them up with webcams, make them do the whip and TikTok, and let's take 20 cents from them.
Yeah,
does that make any sense whatsoever?
No, it sounds like a waste of time.
Absolute waste of time.
Yeah.
So you just defended Tate. I mean, not that he needs you to defend him. When you're hearing these numbers, does it sort of crystallize what the fuck is even happening right now?
I feel like that's been proven though, because I feel like they wouldn't have got released if that wasn't already the case. So I just feel like they keep trying to dig up shit to put them in jail, and it's just like there's no actual evidence to prove anything that then they keep getting charged for. So I feel like that's just going to be a series of times of them just trying to dig up shit and frame them. But I mean, if there's nothing that really ever happened, they're never going to be able to prove it. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is more of like follow the money. Is there anything that we just discussed that you're like, you know what? I didn't really know about that. Yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense here. Regardless of what you think of Tate, he's been in the news. We just discussed him a second ago. Anything come to mind that that resonates with you? What do you think, Slow James?
I just think this is recent, right? The TikTok allegation.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy. There's no way I would think someone's being held hostage in the basement doing TikTok videos for a quarter on the View. Like,
it makes no sense.
I don't know.
For free.
Music is not even like that. You could pay under a cent for 500 plays. Like, it's damn near free.
What do you think, Laura?
Laura. I think, honestly, the Tate witch hunt is just, like, kind of tired. Like, leave it alone. And because of the messaging, because it is kind of, like, pro-men, like I said, like, that masculinity, they're probably trying to shut them up. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. But it's kind of just drop the Tate thing already.
I know you weren't exactly a fan of Tate. You said a lot of young girls don't think positive of him. But when you see something like this from your legal scholar mind from Oregon, does this make any sense?
No, but I will say the only thing that I would like more clarification on or like more explained to like really understand it is like the lover boy method because in terms of that, like I brought up like love bombing, like that is emotional abuse, and like that is something like you can like, not to say that he should be in jail, and like I don't like, from what I heard, like it doesn't really sound like anything too serious, but like you can go and like go to court for like emotional abuse and stuff. So I don't know what the girls were enduring or anything. I have no idea about this situation, but it's like that's the only thing.
I don't care. Let's say you absolutely love a guy.
Okay.
Let's just hypothetically, he's love bombing the hell out of you. You're so beautiful. You're so hot. You're so saucy. You got it going on.
Period.
Go Beavers. You know, everything we got going on. So I want you to move from wherever you're at, come to Romania, live in my house with other women who are also in love with me that I've love bombed. And I'm going to force you, Kate, to TikTok.
It's TikTok.
And make me 20 cents a day. And that's how I'm going to justify anything. At what point would someone like you be like, yeah, I don't care how much I love you, bro, but this ain't working for me?
I don't think I'd ever, like, none of it sounds good to me. I'm trying to follow along, but I'm not TikToking for you or anything.
That's my point. So to that effect, since you're saying, like, all right, this love bombing and what do you call it, like emotional abuse?
I mean, technically, like, love bombing is emotional abuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So couldn't there be a double standard? So, like, why aren't women, whether it's OnlyFans girls, cam girls, sugar babies, strippers, why aren't they held to the same standard? They basically, Cardi B has basically said that she's come out
and drugged men.
Drugged men.
And rob them.
And rob them yet she's out there just whapping it up.
And throwing bottles at bitches at the fucking
Exactly.
Yeah.
And holding zero accountability. So like, isn't there a double
wrong.
standard?
Well, I don't think anyone should love bomb anyone. I'm not saying like it's okay if like a woman did it, but even if it was like flipped around and there was like a woman doing this, holding men captive to make TikToks, as you say, I don't think it would be right either.
Yeah, but you're someone who did not do any of this, but it's all allegedly, is in jail and is on house arrest and has been villainized, canceled, just completely the Matrix attacked. Meanwhile, someone like Cardi B full on admitted drugging men, robbing them, jacking them. She's at the top of the charts.
Yep.
Do you not see the double standard here just a little?
I see the double standard.
I get what you're saying. For
I
sure.
absolutely
I
see
see
the
it.
double standard, and I agree that that's wrong. I think drugging someone and taking, no, that's absolutely wrong. I actually kind of wanted to say something when it comes to that double standard.
Sure.
Because I think women, a lot of times, we look at certain things that men do and we talk so bad about it, but then we also have to hold ourselves to that same standard of not doing that, and taking advantage of a man is just as wrong as a man taking advantage of a woman.
Respect. Let's kind of go to the next topic, a little more lighthearted. You have that video with the baby alien? Okay. So
I have no idea.
we'll talk about in a second everything we typically talk about, paying on dates, men, women, clubs, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. But it's no secret that 30% of men under age 30 have not had sex since they've turned 18. The bottom third of men are struggling. There's a middle segment of men that are doing okay. And then there's the top G's, like Andrew Tate, McQueen, and some other people on this show that are doing just fine, okay? But this is the 30 under 30 list that most men do not need to be on. One young man recently lost his V card, okay?
Aw.
And that man is called Baby Alien. He's 23 years old, and he went viral after losing his virginity to OnlyFans star Ari Electra in a fan van video. I guess this is the PG version of Bang Bus fan van. But here's this video, and let your guys react on the other side. Go ahead.
No.
Punch it a little bit.
Sent your video. We've had so many fans and girls message us, and they said that they want to be the one to take your.
They probably playing though.
How do you feel about that? That so many girls wanted to.
You think they serious though?
Well, there was one in particular that I think was serious, and she actually made a video. Did you see the video that she made?
Hi, Alien. My name's Ari Electra. When I see your video, I would love to take your. I can't believe nobody has it yet.
Whoa.
Ooh, how do you
I
feel
didn't
about
see
that?
that.
Do you think she's bad? Do you think she's
She
like,
bad, but is she about it though?
What would you do if she was here right now? Oh my gosh, it looks like it's unpacking.
Yeah, I made some of the fruits or something.
Here's where it gets good, guys.
Yo.
We got it.
She's
I
not-
told you.
She's the one from the video?
Yeah, I told you.
No, ain't no way, bro.
Yes.
For real?
He's crying.
Bro, I can't believe
Oh my god.
Bro. Bro, ain't no way. Bro.
It's okay. Listen.
You know, look.
Yes, I came a long way for you.
For real?
Today's the day.
What? You gonna help me out with that?
Yes, I got some.
Baby alien, what was that? You just ran off the bus.
This is for real? Like, this for real that happened?
It's so real.
Well, I told you last time we were gonna get you a girl. I wasn't lying.
I didn't think you were really like, you see it? Like, I can't believe it. I didn't know it was real.
The tongue game.
Let me see your tongue.
I can't.
Oh, there's that confidence.
I can't.
Are you ready to sit today?
Are you ready to take it?
Are you ready? For real?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so
Yeah,
they
that
got
was-
married 2 weeks ago. So no,
Wait,
I'm
are you
totally
serious?
kidding.
Oh my god. I've been watching that night show.
Respect to the baby
she is
alien.
dating him though.
Are they
Apparently,
really
yeah.
dating?
There's like another
not
video where they followed up and they're like they're together now.
So you know about this.
Together,
I saw it, yeah.
That's
So,
all
McQueen,
for views and nonsense.
I want to ask the ladies in a second, like, why men end up in the friend zone, okay? But a dude like that, the only reason that he's losing his virginity, for the most part, is because he's become
famous,
a man of status,
Yeah.
or fame, or a baby alien of status. But what are the prospects for young men like that if they can't reach that status? Like, these guys out there.
Zero.
Yeah.
It's absolutely zero. That nigga's not getting it. He's 23. He ain't getting no pussy until that situation. So, and that was because someone had to reach out and get some girl for him. And she had to be slutty enough to even want to give it to him.
Yeah.
You know?
So thank you for clarifying that. So what I want to understand is this. Now, most men out there, if you're watching this show, hopefully you've improved your money game, your dating game, your confidence, your riz, your ability to talk to women, your ability to network, your ability to negotiate. That's what we talk about on the show. But there's a segment of men out there that hope is bleak, okay? So, but if you've learned anything from our friend Baby Alien, it's just make a name for yourself, carve a path for yourself, become a man of status, become like whatever you can do to carve some sort of make a mark in this world. If the Baby Alien can do it, you can do it. So what I want to get to the ladies' opinion is, you know, we talked about that a lot of guys can't get laid. And the opposite of getting laid, what's wrong, Nat?
I don't know. It was really disturbing, actually.
You trying to help out Baby Alien? You trying to help out?
It was just very.
You're trying to help out Baby Alien?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
It's like some sick
What
Make-A-Wish.
What's up, Malik?
It's like some sick Make-A-Wish fulfillment.
Seriously.
That was like exploiting this kid.
Yeah.
It was,
I think it was.
So here's what I want to know, especially for the single ladies on the panel. What are the most common reasons that guys out there end up in the friend zone? So we all can admit, God bless you, Baby Alien, if you ever see this. More power to you, brother. Go get that thing. Do that tongue. Do what you got to do, buddy. Most of the men out there are not in a situation where they're 4'8", look like a literal baby alien, respect. So there's some things they can work on to improve, but then maybe they're just not there yet. So why do they end up in the friend zone? What do you think, Kate?
Well, I actually just keep everyone in the friend zone until they prove to me they deserve to come out of it. So I don't know if I'm the best person, but like I'm a big personality person. I'm not big on like looks and you have to be like a 10 out of 10, you know, whatever that is. I'm more like, can you make me laugh? Am I going to enjoy my time with you? You know, like is it weird? Like, do I want to
So do you feel like
spend my
physical
time?
attraction doesn't play any part at all?
I'm not saying at all, but I'm saying my biggest thing that's going to get you out of the friend zone is really like the personal connection that I make with you over your personality.
So we've done this before. Where is looks in the top 5, top 10 to you?
It probably is like top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's still important.
What's number
but it's
1,
not.
number 2? You said personality?
Personality, and then I want to say like either intelligence or like motivation. I don't know like
Okay.
which one
Ambition?
goes first. Yeah, kind of thing. It's like I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those are more important to me than necessarily how you look like.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts? Why do men end up in the friend zone in your world?
Because they're not working on themselves, and also, yeah, just very similar because they're not working on themselves, and that includes confidence and career.
Okay. Nat, why are so many dudes end up in your friend zone?
I think they kind of just place themselves there. You know, I think a lot of that comes from, you know, based on how their riz is with the girl. If you kind of set the standard like you're okay with the girl treating you like a friend, they're going to put you in that friend zone as well. Now, if you kind of start pushing the limits and you start showing a different level of interest, then I feel like that becomes more of a conversation. But I don't know. I think guys, they have to, their level of confidence and the way their riz is, you set the tone when you meet the girl.
I agree. I agree with that.
You set the tone when you meet the girl.
Where's looks in your top 5, top 10 things?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I would say maybe like 4 or 5. Like,
4 or
looks
5?
is not.
Baby
I think
alien,
so.
holler
I think
at
so. I
Nat.
think
You
I
got
would.
this thing.
So
Baby alien, I'm sorry, baby, but not for me.
Wait, what's top 2? What's top 2 though?
Top 2 would definitely be
Reading.
No, top 2 would definitely be I would say morals. That's very important for me. a level of ambition.
So if an
and
ugly
protection.
nigga comes up to you and he has morals and ambition, you gonna give him the time of day?
Please
I
go
mean,
ham on her, McQueen.
I mean,
You not gonna do that.
I mean,
If an
I've
ugly
seen
nigga
some-
walks up to you and he's like, I got morals and ambition, you gonna walk right
here you
past
go.
the nigga.
A guy who would come up to me would not say, I have morals and ambition. He would show it.
Okay,
and through
but
that,
how are you gonna give him the time of day though for him to show it?
yes, for sure. Why wouldn't
How?
I?
If he's an ugly nigga?
Why wouldn't I?
You just said right now, looks are top 5.
Yeah, it's still in my 5.
Okay, but they're not in your top. Those should, I mean, I feel like a lot of times when
But
girls.
here's the thing: when the girls see their top 3 things in a guy, then they say like, okay, maybe he is a little cute. You know, he is a little ambitious. You know, he's got like a little wrist to him.
Well,
Definitely.
I'm not buying
I'll
you.
say this.
You know how many beautiful
Don't-
women end up with ugly ass men? It's
true.
And
Not
it's
like that,
because
though.
they're
Okay.
yeah, and it's
A
because
lot
they're
of those
learned-
ugly ass men have other things like money.
Yeah,
and
like
status.
money.
They have, right, but that's probably those women's top 3 things that they master.
But what
so
about
their
you
looks.
though?
Yeah,
That's what she's saying.
I know. I'm telling
that
you.
would be
You
under
said, no, you said
ambitious.
top 3 was morals and ambition.
More
Ambition is money. That's what I'm
Top
saying.
two.
ambition,
Ambition is
morals.
not money.
Ambition is not money. It's
Yeah.
wanting money.
Yeah.
It could be.
It's like working for it and your
I think.
goals.
Ambition is not money, man. It's a
I
totally
think we're
different
splitting
thing.
hairs. We
It's
understand
the
that. It
activity
means,
that will provide
Yes,
money. That's
yeah.
what to me ambition is.
But
is
the
that
whole
you're
point
willing to
is,
put
how
work.
can they show you that if you don't give him the
I think
time of day?
you're. It depends where you meet, because I think you're thinking like right
Listen,
out the
you can be
gate,
ugly
like
and
that.
carry yourself very well.
Yeah.
There's some ugly men out there, but
It's
they
not
carry
quite-
themselves with confidence. They smell good. They dress well.
She
They
doesn't want
treat
a lazy
women with
man.
So if an ugly
respect.
nigga smells good, you still gonna give him the time of day?
I would probably stand there and smell him for a little bit and see
You
what
gonna
he's
sniff
got.
a nigga?
Be like, what is that? Okay, let me talk to you.
Natty alien over here. Just smell
No,
it.
don't do that.
Just
Send
smell
me
it,
my
people.
DMs. Say, no,
By the way,
no,
where's
no.
looks in your top 5, top 10 for a man?
It's top 3.
Top 3.
It's
Okay.
my third, yeah.
Is it 1?
I'm sorry?
Is it number 1?
Oh, no, it's number 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is look? You said already said looks is not number 1. When you married your husband, was looks in the top 3, top 5? Was ambition there?
So-
Was his morals, values? Was the fact that he wanted to be an astronaut or an alien? What was it?
An alien. He's not an alien. No, actually, I would say I'm more like Nat. Like all those things matter first, but the way that we met, no, it was physical attraction. I saw him from across the room. We're both very tall, so we were taller than everybody, and I walked up to him, and the rest was history. But then, obviously, then I knew who he was. But that's why I said it depends where you meet. So if you were working with somebody, you never saw them that kind of way because you weren't attracted to them, but you got to know them more. So it matters. Context matters.
Yeah.
But yes, I did see my husband first.
So, from a married woman's perspective,
Yeah.
let's get past like the dating and
Yeah.
the initial phase and what's attracted. I don't know. Did he smell good?
What
Not
matters?
smelling some dude. She's Kate's making a guy do an SAT test in front of her because he likes intelligence, whatever. Now that you've been married 10 years, what matters the most to you? Is it still looks? Is it ambition? Is it like taking care of the kids? What's the most important factors as a married woman?
That's a fantastic question. So yeah, morals are way up there. More like what your values, what you guys align on is incredibly important, especially obviously if you're getting married, you're most likely gonna try to have kids. So how you're raising those kids is super important. The rest is all the personality stuff. You have to actually meld well. You know, you have to be similar socially because you don't want to have like so opposite. So there's something that I have to debunk right now is that idea of opposites attract. Now, there is different personalities that complement each other, but the idea of opposites attract, you're going to have a toxic relationship if you're really that different, or just it's not going to work out. But I think it's morals, values, obviously education. You don't want to be, if you're smart, you don't want to be with a dingbat, or at least, I don't know, be really.
Yeah, the opposites attract thing I think only lasts for so long.
It really
I think,
does. It's good
I think
for a
polarity
fling.
is big. For instance, like, all right, I'm good at the business side of things. You're
That's-
good at more creative side of
Right.
things. Let's put our thing together to build this. But as Dave Chappelle famously said, like, I can't be going to church on Sunday while you're smoking crack. Like, that's never going to work.
Well, that's why I said complementary attributes, right? So my husband is stronger at things that I'm not. So we complement each other, but I would hardly call us opposites. It's just some things I'm not strong
And you
at.
can fix ugly. You just need money.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry.
No,
you can
not
fix
for
ugly.
guys.
You
Okay.
just need money.
You know what you can't fix? Unless you pay a lot of money for it, height. So,
Oh, that's
But
Baby
there's some
Alien
short
is-
kings.
Baby Alien, that's true. He's 4'8" though.
That's a little
So,
small.
all right. So, she said that women underestimate him because of his height. By the way, I think his tongue is like 4'8". By the way, that was like the largest tongue ever. Baby Alien, like there's some ladies that are gonna be hitting you up in the DM. But slow jams. How important is a man's height? So, for instance, you're not the tallest girl. How tall are you?
Like 5'3".
You're 5'3". Nat, you're also
Like 5'3".
5'3".
5'4".
What's the shortest guy you would actually consider dating?
5'3".
Oh, you'd go down. You'd go low. You go limbo status.
I go, I don't know, feministically. I guess I'll keep it equal in the height.
get that
I'm kind of calling bullshit here because you,
You get that face to face.
you throw on some high heels. Next thing you know, you're 3 inches taller than your little baby alien.
And I had to walk behind him like 5 steps so to visually look the same. The
Okay.
optics, but-
So how about this? Because you can't believe what a women say. You got to see what they do.
Yeah.
What's the actual shortest guy you have dated since you've been a grown up? Because you can't be like, when I was in 2nd grade, I dated a guy.
Yeah, 5'3".
Oh, straight
Really?
up.
Yeah.
So the
I didn't know
words
men
match
came
your
that short.
actions.
Yeah, but you know,
Nat,
he had
you're
his
also
shit.
saying you date a guy who's 5'3"?
Yeah, I've dated a guy my height.
Why didn't it last?
Why didn't it last? There was
Because he
other
couldn't
areas.
reach the top counter when you needed a jar.
No, definitely not. He just couldn't provide in ways that I was looking for.
What kind of provisions?
He wasn't really fulfilling the masculinity role the way I was looking for.
Do you feel like that had anything to do with his height?
No, definitely not. No, definitely not.
just
Because for me, height is not something that, like, I actually been on a date with a guy who was extremely tall, and it actually made me uncomfortable. He was like
Really?
7'1", and he
Oh,
was really
that's
attractive,
really tall.
like good looking,
Yeah.
but like his height just was like.
So which one do you prefer, like a 6'2"
My
guy
height.
or
My
like
height.
like a 5'3" guy?
6'2" or 5'3", don't
Yeah.
lie.
6'2" or 5'3", I would go for somebody obviously a little maybe taller, just
So
because.
6'2" then.
6'2" or 5'3",
Listen,
Nat?
listen, why though?
No, no, no,
listen,
no.
why though?
6'2" or
Can you answer
5'3"?
the question?
Answer the question.
I said maybe 6'2".
Not
I'll go
maybe.
With, I'll go
You
with
would
6'2".
go
I'll go with
6'2",
6'2".
okay.
You want to know why though?
Why?
For the kids.
For the kids.
For the kids.
Because you want a man that is
For the
taller.
kids.
It's
Sure,
more
sure.
attractive to
Height,
kids.
height, sure, it does help, but if that's a determining factor for me, if I'm getting a 6'2" asshole or a 5'3", a genuine guy that fits on my checks,
We're
I'll
just
take the
saying
5'3"
if you have the ideal guy in both of the guys, 5'3" and 6'2".
No, she answered. She said the height for
You
the
said
kids,
6'2".
so she
Yeah.
can have some
Yeah.
tall
6'2"
babies.
for the kids. Like,
Okay, what about
protection.
you, Kate?
Protection.
What's the shortest guy you would actually give a chance? And you're pretty tall. How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
You're 5'5". Well, the heels, maybe you're like 5'8". So I
No,
thought
no,
you
with
were
no heels,
tall.
I'm 5'5".
Oh,
I
with-
measured.
You're what?
With heels, she's 5'5".
No, without heels, I'm 5'5".
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Okay, yeah. So I have to be able to wear heels around the guy, so I usually try to have him be around like at least 6 foot, around 6 foot. I'm not gonna say I won't go lower. We can make some adjustments here, you know, the right guy? We'll see. But I prefer to be able to wear heels around you and not have to like slouch or be self-conscious about that.
Got it. All right. What about you, Helen?
Any guy who's taller than me. I'm 4'10", so I mean, pretty much.
You're
anything.
4'10"?
Yeah, I'm 4'10".
So if Baby Alien put some heels on, he's taller than you at this point.
Yeah. I've dated.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
I've actually dated someone who was quite short. He was 5'2", 5'3", so.
Okay.
Hey, short kings matter.
That's right. Laura, you said that your husband's pretty tall. You're pretty tall as well.
I am.
How tall are you?
I'm almost 5'8". So with heels, yeah, taller, and my husband's 6'3". But like I said, we met because of that. We were
You guys are
taller
making
than
some
the crowd.
NBA babies.
My daughters are
For
tall.
the
yes.
kids?
Your guy,
My
yeah,
daughters are
okay,
tall.
that's right. All right, so what we've learned is, Baby Alien, make sure you watch this show. There are multiple girls willing to give you a chance because they like the short kings. Some of these girls are getting a little excited about the tongue,
Yeah, no.
and some of them will even maybe do a belly dance for you on the low. But how should, last point, how should, let's just say, vertically challenged guys,
What's that mean?
vertically challenged guys, what do you think that means, Nat?
I don't know. I'm asking.
They're
Short.
pretty workers.
Oh my lord.
Their height.
Short kings.
They're pretty
Listen,
workers.
we're not
height of
here.
them?
We're not here because that's the smartest.
Vertically challenged, their height of they're short.
The vertical is like this.
Yeah,
So-
I know. So
So if that means that they're
Challenged.
short, then they're vertically challenged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well.
You know
I
how
don't
like
know,
you're
like
kind
it could
of
be like,
Like, you
you're
know,
vertically
someone's-
challenged, your handicap.
No, like, even though if someone's stupid, they're mentally challenged, right? So it's like if
Sure.
you're short, then you're vertically challenged.
Did you
You
just
can
say
be
that?
stupid and not mentally challenged.
We know that.
Okay, now we know.
Yeah, we love you, but you are vertically challenged, my friend.
That's okay. I don't need to be.
We love you. All right. Well, what can men do if they are like, hey man, I'm 5'3", I'm 5. What can they do
Make money.
to basically ingratiate themselves, improve themselves, and make up for their shortcomings? No pun intended. What do you think, Kate?
Make me laugh. Like I said, I'm a personality person, so if you make me laugh, the height, we can forget about it a little bit.
Okay. So Kevin Hart, he's got a chance with you.
Yeah,
But he got money.
he's hilarious.
That's true. So you're saying that money,
I think.
make money, short king.
Yes, I think like actually make the money because you become a certain person when you have that level of status. So I think that helps. You can be short, like look at this alien guy, you know, like he's
I mean,
short.
he had to get a what'd you call it, Malik? Wish for kids. What do you call it?
Make a wish.
Make a wish in order to get laid.
Okay.
So you're saying to make money. Have you ever dated a broke guy?
Of course I have.
Of course you have.
Yes, when I was young.
How's that going?
Didn't last, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not good. And he was actually my height.
All right. You know, those short broke guys getting all the pussy out there.
Yeah,
no.
it was a disaster.
Slow jams. What can a dude make up for their shortcomings?
You gotta be tall everywhere else, you know, tall. Tall money.
Girls is players too. Okay.
Tall money.
Slow jams.
Tall magic stick. You know, tall ego. Tall pride. Tall, you know, just big boy
Slow
things.
jams, do us a favor right now, because I think that you're super talented. Rap to the short kings out there of what they can do to overcome some shortcomings. Go ahead.
I know you short, and I know you can't ball. Talking about NBA player, your money better be long. I know you're really short, so please stick to your sport. Don't get too tall and think you got it all by yelling at me in my face, because if that's the case, I have to put you in your place, no real estate. You talking about you really short, but let me tell you how you could turn around and show better support. If you really short and you 5 feet, when you get in the bedroom,
better have some long meat.
Exactly.
Shout out to McQueen. McQueen's a player too.
Yes, that was
okay.
good.
We'll end it right there. Nat, is there anything you want to do right now? Or wait till the end of the show.
I can do the super chats right now. Actually,
Okay,
let me
real
get through
quick.
some of the super chats right now. Thank you guys for super chats today. Appreciate them. We'll start off with the first one from the beginning. We've got Alex A. Have you ever thought of inviting H3H3? They've always talk crap and invited to talk/debate by dozens yet never accept like they accuse Fresh and Fit of. Then we have Baddies on my balls. He said Natalia and Slow Jams got my balls outfit blue.
McQueen, give her a little pep talk real quick. She's slow reading right now.
What happened?
Give her a pep talk.
Natalia and Slow Jams got my balls outfit blue.
Okay, we have to read
She threw a shoulder in her.
For you.
That's how she gets us right.
Then we have Ty Ty. He said, respectfully, no female has the right to tell a man what to do. Andrew Tate motivates men to grow positively. Rather, he's a good or bad in real life. Alex A. Google research to see about the wage gap. It turns out taking everything into consideration, and it was apples to apples. Google concluded that women actually make 1 to 3 cents more on average than a man. Then we have John Riffs. Literally everyone except bootlickers and leeches can see Tates are guilty. Then we have Alex A again. He says, Sauce, I think you're genuine, but you said I hear this about I think he meant Tate's. Instead of making it sound like you watch their videos, seem like these things are coming out of their mouth and you say it. Alex A. again, he said, I hear, and this, and that about the wage gap. Instead of saying I Googled and looked all the research, it's a lot of I hear than versus.
Listen, Nat, you good?
I'm sorry.
You're reading.
I'm sorry.
So whoever gave that super chat that
the
attempted to
spelling.
criticize
Alex,
me.
help me.
No one ever responds to the super chats, like, because like she'll just read them off back to back to back. So like
Yeah.
no one ever you guys don't ever want to give your opinions back.
Sometimes.
Sometimes if we can, but I
we've
don't
got
understand what
time.
that question was.
It wasn't a question, it was a statement.
Okay, gotcha. It was a statement.
Then we have Alex A again. He said, I hear, and that was the same one. And then we have, the poll we did is Andrew Tate a positive or negative role model? 82% says positive and 18% says negative.
I'll tell you what. We'll do super chats at the end, and
Go
we'll
over.
respond.
Uncle
We'll,
Luke.
we'll respond to
Uncle
the
Luke.
questions at the end. Go
Okay,
ahead.
last one. Uncle Luke, 1980. Shout out to you. I see you. These ladies on the panel know they want baby aliens. Stop fronting. I'm not fronting. I promise you, I'm not fronting, Uncle Luke.
Girls is players too.
Don't do me like that.
Anyway, I think girls being players too will have a disastrous ending. I've seen it. We got a couple quick stories here. We got probably, I don't know, about a half hour left, then we got to wrap up.
Yep.
So if anyone needs to use the bathroom, hold it, okay? You good, Kate?
I'm surviving.
That's right. But you need to be thriving, not surviving.
Okay, yeah. Period.
Here's where I want to go here. Major age gaps in dating. Malik, will you pull this up? So we've all heard, have you ever heard a man should date a woman half his age plus 7? Have you ever heard that before? Half his age plus 7. So if a man is 40, half his age is 20, he should date a 27-year-old. That's what they say is probably like the best fit for men, maturity-wise, women. So McQueen, you're 30.
Just 30.
You're 30. So 22.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would prefer because I feel like girls when they're 19 are kind of retarded, but 22 sounds good. You know, it just depends on the girl. You know, you might meet some 19-year-olds or 20-year-olds that are like smart and ahead of their time. You know, but it's rare. But just off of generalities alone, I would think 22 is pretty accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you agree with the age plus 7. So, but how much is too much? Here we go. Here's an article right now where Johnny Depp, you know that he dated Amber Heard for a while. By the way, when they got married, I think she's 37 now. He's 60, so there's a 23-year age gap. But that's freaking Johnny Depp. Like, some girls on this panel would date Johnny Depp. But allegedly, they had to come out and say that he's not dating 20-year-old Jenny Ortega. That's a 40-year age gap. Here's a picture of Jenny right there. Oh. That's Jenny from the...
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Jenny from the block.
I think it's Jenna Ortega.
She is kind of bad,
okay.
though. I mean, she's too skinny.
All right, there she is right there.
That's a lot of age.
Recently, here's an article from Elon Musk's dad, okay, who is in his 70s, I want to say. He's been approached to donate sperm in order to create more people like his son. His name is Elon Musk. You have a picture of him, Malik? Here he is. He's 76. He claims he's been asked to donate sperm to create more people like his son. By the way, he has a genius IQ, and he's the youngest person to become a qualified engineer in South Africa. Errol said, the only thing we're here on Earth is to what? Reproduce. That's a guy with a high IQ. Take notes, Kate. And if I could have another child, I would. But then I did a clip on Instagram, and I found this video, which I did a poll on, which shows some of the more famous men on Earth and their wives and the age difference. Malik, do you have that video? Let's play that video.
He's been married like 10 times.
25 and 54, that's Mark Anthony. 51, so a 10-year age gap. There's George Clooney, 17-year age gap. Trump, what is that, a 22-year age gap? I don't know who that is, but that is a 35-year age gap. So you're talking 10, 20, 30, 45-year age gaps between men and women. By the way, I asked the people on my Instagram, there was about 5,000 respondents. I said, is this appropriate or inappropriate, these types of age gaps? 2/3 said appropriate, 1/3 said inappropriate. So ladies, what is the ideal age gap between men and women, especially when it comes to marriage? What do you think, Helen?
I think it's based on maturity. I can't give a number because I've met people older than me who are really immature, and I've met people younger than me who are really mature who I can learn from. So I think it's case by case. And
well, I'll tell you what. Since you don't like talking generalities, which McQueen has so poignantly put out there, let's ask specifics.
Okay.
What's the oldest guy you've ever dated, age gap-wise?
He was 8 years older than me.
Okay, and what's the youngest you've ever dated?
He was 3.5 years younger than me.
Okay, gotcha. Now, if you had to do it all over again and date the guy, not necessarily, like, I don't need to, like, oh, this guy was nice, he was a dick, whatever. Would you rather end up with a guy 8 years older or 3 years younger?
Closer to older.
Okay, understood. Gotcha. So you're sort of validating what happened in this clip. Kate, little Miss Saucido, you're 24, about to be 25 in the next couple weeks.
Yep.
What's the oldest guy you've ever dated?
When you say date, do you mean official or like talk to, kind of had a situation with?
We'll go all the above. How about that?
Okay, so I'd say like 15 years older than me.
15 years older. So that's 25. So you're in the market for a 40-year-old.
It happened.
There you go. It already happened.
It happened, yeah.
There you go. And now, was that dating or talking?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's the oldest guy you've officially dated?
Oh, officially dated? Only 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So unofficial, 40. Official, 1 year older than you.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, I was like 23 at the time, though.
Gotcha.
So there was a little bit of it, but
So
not
we're
too much.
backing
I
it up a
always
little
say
bit.
older, though. It's always got to be older.
Gotcha. So, slow jams, how about you?
25.
Oldest guy you've ever dated?
49. I was
49.
I was 24.
Slow jams ain't slowing down when it comes to them old dudes.
Yeah, straight to the ring. What's up?
All right, gotcha. And the youngest guy you've ever dated?
3 years younger than me. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
What's the age gap in your relationship?
3 years. My husband's about to be 40.
He's about to be 40, so you just outed yourself.
I did.
You're 36.
I did.
37. 37. Okay. Gotcha.
I just
what
want to
what
say
have you
all those
seen?
men have kids. All the people in that list, they already had kids. So whoever they're dating now, it's not. It's like maybe to have more kids, maybe, but maybe it's just for looks.
Well, I will say this. Women can fit way better into that stepmom role than men can fit into that stepfather role.
You think so?
Oh, I know plenty of women that are, especially in their late 30s, who are like, listen, you know, I didn't figure it out, but I'm ready to be a stepmom. I'll figure it out. I'll end me a man. I'm good. I don't know many guys my age that are like, can't wait to be a stepdad. Just can't wait.
I don't think anybody looks forward to being a step parent though, because
But
that
some
comes with
women will make that
complications.
sacrifice.
Sure, but
How
some
about
men will
this?
too.
Would you be a stepmom if you met the right guy?
Sure.
Boom. Would you be a stepmom if you met the right guy? Okay, you're married, so you can't answer that. Slow jams. You ready to be a stepmom?
Yep, I am right now. Yeah.
McQueen, how much you looking forward to be a stepdad? Hell no.
No.
We are built different.
Yeah.
Sure.
Malik, you ready to be a stepdad?
No.
Okay.
No thanks.
All right.
But
So
you guys are
Nat,
also
since
in
you're
your,
the
like,
dissenter on
30s.
this panel, you want to be a stepmom?
It's not ideal.
What if he was 5'3"?
No, McQueen. No, it's not ideal. If I can find a man that doesn't have kids, I would ideally would not want a man with kids.
Gotcha. So what's my point here? Men, listen, men take a longer time to reach success. It is what it is. Men are success objects. Women are beauty objects. It is what it is. No dude looks at a girl, let's say if it's a Tinder profile, a Bumble picture, in real life, Instagram, and goes, yeah, she's ugly, but what does she do for work? Nobody says that. Okay?
Right.
It just, she's ugly. Next.
So you
just
wouldn't-
not happening.
You wouldn't bang Oprah?
Oprah.
Oprah's the exception.
She would come in the house, she
I'm
oiled
fucking
up,
Oprah.
got on some leopard
McQueen,
thongs.
what'd you say?
I said I'm fucking Oprah.
Yes. No, I'm not into Oprah. But what I'm saying is a guy will go into that situation and be like, he'll huddle up with his boys and be like, I'm about to fuck Oprah. Obviously, you know that I know that you know that I'm not trying to
Yeah, no one's
be with
trying-
Oprah.
I'm not attracted to Oprah, but I'm fucking Oprah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it'd be one of those things where you're like, you know why I'm doing this,
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure.
And I'm not even saying I would do it, but if I did, you would know why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adam, you gonna fuck Oprah?
I'm talking to you, Oprah. Harpo Studios coming to a theater near you. But men are success objects, women are beauty objects. Men typically will not look at a woman, with the exception of Oprah, and be like, that ugly bitch, what's she got going on?
Yeah.
It just doesn't. But a woman, as we have already pointed out, where it's like, a woman will look at a guy and be like, yeah, he's not the best looking guy. He's kind of losing his hair. He's kind of bald. I don't know, but he's quirky and he's got game. He's got a personality. He's intelligent. He can belly dance. I don't know. There's something about this weird guy. I don't care if he's 5'3". I'll do something with that dude. So the point is this. Men, if you're not blessed with the physical qualities that some gentlemen are, whether that's height, whether that's looks, whether that's physique, whether that's a whole host of physical attributes, whether that's anything that's God-given, you are a blank slate. You can fix yourself, whether that's money, whether that's status, whether that's game, whether that's riz, whether that's intelligence, whether that's person. You're talking about Robert Greene being one of the best. That guy's, I think he just looks like he had a stroke.
Yeah,
but you're
he
like, that
looks
guy's the
nasty.
man. So respect him. You got baby alien out here looking like a literal alien, banging some OnlyFans girl now. Not that I condone that, but a man is not judged by his looks. He's judged by the mark that he makes in this world. Men are status objects. So what's my ultimate point? It's going to take some time for you to reach that level, okay? Like, I didn't become a millionaire until I was 35. If I was 23, I'd be like, life sucks, oh my God. It's like, no, like, good things take time. Whereas women, you could be 18 years old, 20 years old, 25 years old, and just be gorgeous, and dudes would be like, hey, what's up? Can I pay your rent? Can I pay your bills? Go like, what can I do for you? Can I take you out? Can I do anything for you? You know what I'm talking about, Slow Jams. All you girls know what I'm talking about right there because you're all gorgeous. It just is what it is. So stay the course, young men, because your time will come. Even Baby Alien out there is going to get his thing. So...
she made a lot of money from that. That was also marketing.
Oh, 100%.
All the first want to bang
100%, yeah.
You know, when people went and watched that, I'm sure.
By the way, let's talk real quick about red flags. We talked about age differences, age gap. So do you know who dated Amber Heard before Johnny Depp? You don't?
Yeah, Elon.
I didn't.
It was Elon Musk.
Right?
Damn.
Yeah.
It was Elon Musk. You have this article, Malik? So Elon Musk, there's a new book that just came out about Elon Musk, and it's appropriately called Elon Musk. So Elon Musk bombshell biography comments on Amber Heard, and the author calls that period hellacious and more. I believe it was written by, do you have the person that wrote the book? Scroll down. It's an author, right? It's a pretty famous guy.
Hellacious. Let's break it down. I can't see that far.
Walter Isaacson.
Yeah, Walter Isaacson, historian. I think he was, I want to say president of Harvard at one point, but smart guy, Walter Isaacson. So in the new biography cited the relationship of salacious, Elon Musk has allegedly said, because the book hasn't come out yet, but these are quotes from the book, that dating Amber Heard, ready? He suffered depression, stupor, giddiness, and manic energy, and saying that she took him into a dark vortex that produced a deep-seated pain that lingers today. Jesus Christ, what is going on with this girl, Amber Turd? We all saw what happened with her, basically taking Johnny Depp, who was arguably one of the best-looking men on the planet. He became Jack Sparrow, became an alcoholic, and now he's basically like fighting for his life and fighting his career after dealing with a woman like Amber Heard. I get it, she's kind of cute, kind of pretty, but Jesus Christ, she's taken down Elon Musk and Johnny Depp.
Then his finger come on?
Jesus Christ.
Exactly. But luckily, Elon got out, before disaster. By the way, after he dated Amber Heard, you know who he dated after that? He did Grimes. So he's like, you know what? This girl was such a disaster. I'm going to date a literal alien. Okay? Have you ever seen a picture? Have you ever seen a picture of Grimes? She literally looks like an alien.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get that he's trying to conquer Mars and go to other planets and SpaceX and all that, and they got some baby drama going on with that. So I say this all the time. Some women can turn millionaires into billionaires, and some women can turn millionaires into brokies. Yeah. Amber Heard, that girl. Okay? Amber Heard is that girl. So, McQueen, in your opinion, you're out there, you talk to lots of girls. I can go on for days. How many, hey girl, what's going on? I see you out there. If you're going to take a girl seriously, what are the red flags that you would avoid at all costs?
Oh, she's too masculine. If she doesn't allow me to lead, if I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing as a man, being a leader, being confident, having money, being in shape, having ambition, all the things that girls look for in a man, and you're still, and being a gentleman too, and you're still being like defiant, you're still being combative, it's just unattractive, You can have an opinion, and even if our opinions differ, just don't be disrespectful about it, I feel like people who have different opinions can still, coexist, but it all depends on the maturity of the person, depending on the party. But I feel like, to answer your question deeper, like if women are, that's like the number one thing I see. If like girls are just combative, it's just, I'm not fucking with that at all.
You know the famous sort of red pill phrase, if you submit, I'll commit.
Yeah.
Because it's the man who needs to buy the ring. It's the man who basically, women grant sex, men grant relationships, right? So a woman has to be the girl to be like, all right, it's sexy time.
Yeah.
But a man has to be the guy that's like, all right, like I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to commit. I'm ready to get a ring for you.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm sort of, I went through that phase where I was like,
that's all
oh
he
shit.
said.
You submit, I'll commit.
Talking about.
Because some of these girls would not submit to a man because a man has to give up a lot in order to wife up a woman. 98% of men are the ones paying alimony. Men get wrecked by the courts. You have to put out a lot of money, whether it's buying rings, you're paying the rent, you're doing all these things. So if you don't at least submit and be that
Committed.
wife role,
Yeah.
move on to the next one.
For sure.
So that's a challenge these days.
Yeah. It's really rare to find a girl like that.
All you combative women out here.
But it's also, you have to consider the women that actually do submit, and the courts, it kind of favors the women. If a woman submits to a man and she gives up everything, she has no education, she's got no career, no experience, nothing, and she's been with this man for over, 25 years, and he decides to leave her for the 20-year-old, he does deserve, he should pay for all those years that she's sacrificed. He should pay for certain things, because now you've left a woman with a lower value. Her likelihood to go find another man that'll be able to provide is at a lower place. So when it comes down to it, if you actually find the right woman, and she does submit to you, and you decide to leave her when she's in her 40s to 50s, you should pay.
Okay,
You
so
should pay.
can I say something?
Go ahead, McQueen.
So let's do the roles reversed.
Okay.
If a man gives up all of his money, all of his time, all of everything to support the woman, and they're together until they get older, then she decides to leave him.
Okay.
Should she pay everything that he gave up?
What do you mean? So if the roles are reversed?
If the roles are reversed,
Yes.
and he gave
And
up
she go.
everything to support this woman and be everything that a woman should need from a man.
Yeah.
And then 10 years later, she decides to leave him and go with some other fucking millionaire. Okay. Should she pay back everything that he gave up?
I mean, I don't think that there should be the payment. No, I don't think.
So he shouldn't pay back, So, okay. So, and you would say that the reason why is because he made the choice and he needs to have a better choice in women. Everything is his choice, and because of the fact that he made that stupid choice, she shouldn't have to pay.
Well, a woman who's going to
Gotcha,
leave a man.
bitch.
No, if the woman is going to leave a man for another man, then that's a problem in itself. Now, if a man is leaving a woman that has sacrificed everything, given him kids, and yes, he's paid for the family, and he's paid for the wife, and he paid for his life as well, included. Yes, if you're leaving your wife and she's 52 and she has no
but
career.
that wasn't the question, though.
So then I'm not understanding the question.
No, the question was just literally the roles reversed. You said that if a woman...
So if a man became a stay-at-home dad and he didn't
No.
work...
Let me simplify this, because
Yeah,
she's vertically challenged.
Yeah.
You're basically saying a woman,
Okay.
if she's going to submit to the man, to commit for the relationship,
Okay.
and she stays home, takes care of the kids, and then all of a sudden he decides to step out when she's 44, then he owes her something. Like, she's just going to be left in the dry.
No, he doesn't
like
have
you're
to
saying.
pay. Why would he have to pay?
You just
that?
said that,
You just said that, though.
Why would he have to pay if she
But
left?
that's what you just said, though.
No, I'm saying the opposite. If you have a woman that you marry and you've been married to her for 20 plus years, the man is he's 50 and your wife is 48, okay? And the woman, she gave up having a career, she doesn't have any type of income, she has no education, she's been a mother, she's take care of the kids, she's been your stay-at-home wife for all those years. If you leave her at 48 while you're 52 banging out a 20-year-old, yes, you should pay for that.
Well, here's the deal. Before we wrap up, the numbers don't support what you're saying. 70% of women are the one that file for divorce.
I
Hold
know.
on.
I understand. And
Hold on.
90% is when women go to and get education.
Exactly.
I get it. But I'm
so
talking
the point
about
you're
that
talking about
law?
the few and far between, and we're talking reality. When it comes to relationships, men, especially married men with kids, are not abandoning their family and not leaving their wife and abandoning their kids. Hear me out, Nat. Hear me out, Nat.
Sure.
So the point is this. That woman that you're talking about, she's not a victim. She doesn't just have to sit there and be a housewife for 20 years.
Yeah.
She can still have a purpose. She can still do something. She can have a career. She could be a teacher. She could be a yoga instructor. She's not commanded to sit there in a cage and take care of kids. She can work and run a
what
business.
if her career
Look
is
at Laura.
working for the husband?
Even better.
Okay, so she's
Even
working for the
better.
husband for over 20 years. She has his kids, and then he decides to leave her. Now she's going to go find an outside job. Now she's got to go find a new man.
Yeah.
Now she's got to go figure out a new lifestyle. Yeah, you should pay.
The reality is this.
Okay,
I
so
agree.
if the roles
Yeah.
were
I
reversed,
agree.
if a man gave up everything, if the roles were literally the opposite,
Okay.
roles reversed, and she leaves him, should she pay for everything that man gave up?
Sure, if he's staying at home doing all that stuff, why wouldn't
No,
you?
no. The man's not staying home. If the man
But
was
that's my
taking,
point.
just this very basic. The man's taking care of her.
Okay.
She's that housewife.
Okay.
He's paying all the bills. He's doing everything.
Okay.
She's got a great life. but she checks out of a relationship. She doesn't feel emotionally invested, and she leaves him.
Yes.
She decided to leave. She decided to cheat. Should the man still have to pay alimony?
No, he shouldn't.
Okay. Well, that's not how it works in the courts, because the man will still have to pay.
But I know, but my point
So
is the
go talk
court's
to the
favor.
judge.
I understand, but my point is the court favors the women who actually are women that stay committed. They love their husband and they stay at home and they don't leave their husband.
No, you're absolutely wrong.
That's why they.
No.
That's why the court favors women is because how women are supposed to act is they're supposed to submit to their husband. They're supposed to take care of the kids. They're not supposed to have a career. They're supposed to be that person that the husband comes home to. So in reality, if that woman is that woman, that's why I said if the man is the one staying at home, he gives up his career. Yeah, she should go
Now,
pay him.
you keep saying the man stays at home and gives up his
But then
career.
that the roles
that's,
not
that's
reversed
baby
completely.
alien talk.
The roles
That's
are
a
not.
thing.
The roles are not
That's
reversed
not a
fully.
thing.
The roles
No.
are not reversed fully.
He's saying basically if the guy step out, I mean the chick step out, he's already paying everything. Fuck staying at home. He at work all day. He come home, baby, I don't want you no more. The guy's heartbroken. Now you got to go to court. Now he got to give up what he already gave up marrying you. More now that you separated. Now I got to pay for this kid. I got to make sure
That's
these
wrong.
things that we share.
Yes, that's not
I
good.
think
And I
it's-
know that doesn't favor. And I
think
know
it's wrong if it's
majority.
deceitful.
So you think that women, you don't think that if that, what she just explained, if that were to happen, you don't think the majority of people will be like, no one put a gun to his head. He made a terrible fucking decision. It's his choice. She shouldn't have to pay.
Sure, I'm
Okay,
sure
so
majority would
so
say that.
how is it that if the roles were reversed in the way you said?
But
that-
you're not giving
So
the roles
McQueen, you
fully
remember
reversed.
you said that a red
You're
flag
not
to look
giving
out for is
fully reversed.
argumentative women?
You're
Remember
not,
you
but
said
you're
that?
not flipping the role fully
Remember we said
because
this?
my role, what I'm saying is the woman is at home. Then you're like, oh no, the man can't be at home.
But
So
the
that's not a
equivalent-
fully
the-
reversed
yes,
role.
it is, because the equivalent for a man, for him to support a woman, is give up all his time and his energy to support the woman.
Okay.
So he's still giving up something.
Yes,
which
but
is-
he's not giving up the same thing a woman would
because
give up. That's my point.
But it's two different, roles.
But that's
though.
my point. If you're gonna flip it fully, you
that's
gotta
the
flip it
equivalent,
fully.
though. That's-
But it's not about
Nat,
being equivalent
I
because
am-
men and women
I am
aren't equal.
Natalia, come on, man.
Natalia, I am throwing the red flag at you right now because you didn't even understand the point.
And I'll wave it.
You are obviously vertically challenged. We love you
Whatever.
anyways. Holy shit. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the show. Before we wrap up, before we get to our happy ending, Nat is going to have a chance to show that she can read
I got
and that
nothing.
Hooked on Phonics worked for Nat. Is there anything that you want to say?
Women are prostitutes, right?
Definitely not. No, I
Okay.
thought today was great. I had a lot of fun.
Anything else that you want to announce?
No, make sure you guys like, subscribe, do all those fun things, and help me read better by giving me some good super chats that are
Okay.
readable. Love
Gotcha.
you.
Right.
It's frustrating, right, McQueen?
It is.
It's frustrating.
Dealing
You're
with
trying to
bad
make your
one.
point, and she's like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
We love her, but we deal with her anyway.
I'm just trying to also give perspective for, I know there's a low percentage of women that actually sacrifice. I understand that. But when we talk about the courts and the favors of women, I understand, but I can see where that came from back then because traditionally, that's where women were traditionally. Today, women aren't like that. They'll take a man for his money. They'll marry him for X amount of years to leave him later on for a man and have everything paid for. That's not right. But if you're thinking, okay, why do the courts favor this behavior? Well, back then, traditionally, women were in a place where they have nothing at 40-something or whatever years old. So, at the end of the day, that's where the
Let me
favor
say
comes
this.
in.
Gentlemen, listen, I'm talking to you for a second. And McQueen. We all know that we love these women. They're gorgeous. We love the way they smell. We love the way they look. We love the way they talk. We love everything about them. They're freaking gorgeous. Men's biggest thing in life is finding a woman to be with and having a family, having kids. Like, we love these women. But I say this all the time. Do not fall in love with your eyes. There's outer beauty and there's inner beauty. And often men fall in love with the outside of a woman, and they're like, I don't know, she's just so hot, she got this, she got that going on. Morals, values, principles, not being argumentative, not being combative, not being red flaggy, learning how to read.
I'm wearing blue.
These are the types of things that you should maybe focus on, because at the end of the day, beauty fades, but morals and values last forever. So be careful
Amen.
with who you choose. With that being said, it's time for the happy ending. Ladies, it was great having you on the show today. This is the time that you can give your biggest takeaway of the show, look into the camera, say what you want to say, announce to the audience. Helen, loved having you. Do me a favor, as you're doing this, maybe you give a little belly dance, give a little takeaway, and where can people find you?
Sure. So my music is on Spotify, iTunes, and all other music platforms. I have an online course, and I also have my book, Belly Dance Business 101, for any of you who might be belly dancers or interested in learning belly dance. I teach the business aspect side of it because so many of us as artists have trouble navigating it. I went through a lot of things and kind of learned on my own, and now I have it in a book, which is available on Amazon.
Respect to you. You really should have gave that plug while belly dancing.
I was going to do the dance really quick.
Okay.
You can stand up if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can stand up.
That'll make it a lot
easier. So, Adam, you want to try it with her?
No, I can just look.
Okay.
I will teach you guys 3 moves. So we have the figure 8.
Oh.
Hey-o.
She's so bendy.
We have the snake arms. And we have undulation with the hip shimmy.
Oh.
Oh,
there we
yeah.
go. Is that the appropriate?
Helen, you might want to turn around. The audience probably like that better, but that's my opinion.
Okay, so anyways.
All the way around.
Okay.
There you go.
So
She fell for it.
just hip drop.
There you go.
Oh.
Drop it like it's hot. McQueen's like, hey.
Yeah. Please.
Anyway, Helen, where can we find you? What's your IG?
You can find me on TikTok at Helen Singer Dancer, Instagram Helen Singer Dancer, YouTube Helen Blondell TV, and Twitter Helen Blondell. Yes.
All right, coming to a belly dance floor near you. Kate, it was wonderful having you on.
Thank you.
You're a feminist.
Yeah.
You believe in the Chelsea Handler approach.
No, I do
But
not.
at the same time, you got this last name that I can't get enough of. You got a great nickname, and you're about to be 25 soon. What was your biggest takeaway? Where can people find you?
I just always feel like it's interesting to learn other people's opinions and perspectives and stuff. I'm really like open-minded, and I just like to have like conversations and stuff and kind of learn from other people. So that's kind of my biggest takeaway, is just getting to learn from like her and her experience, and just like all of you guys and like your own life experiences and such. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Kate Saucedo, last name spelled sauce, and then D-O at the end.
So how do you spell sauce?
You want to spell it?
I spell it S-O-S. How do you spell yours?
S-A-U-C-E.
Okay, there's, you know.
The typical way.
Potato. There it is. Well, thank you, Kate. So you can find you there. So Laura, okay, look forward to eating at Padrinos.
Yeah, please do.
I really enjoyed your perspective,
Yeah.
especially being a wife, being a mother, and kind of schooling these young, beautiful girls on what to look forward in life. What was your biggest takeaway? Where can people find you?
I would hardly say schooling. So I think mentoring and, you know, having them something to look up to.
Mentoring is kind of schooling.
I know schooling sounds like I'm like judging or looking down on them, which
true.
I don't. But so takeaway, I would say I did come off today like a wife, mother, but you can kind of have it all, because I'm definitely a businesswoman. I am involved with a lot of things. One of them being the restaurant, obviously. Third generation, family owned and operated Padrinos Cuban restaurants. Handle is at Padrinos Cuban, padrinos.com, and we have 5 locations in South Florida. One is just down the street. We've been in business for over 50 years, and we have 5 locations, but we're not a chain. It's a collection. We are still a family owned and operated.
Respect to you and respect for dropping knowledge. And your Instagram?
My personal one is private, and it's a bunch of pictures of my family, so you don't want that.
Oh, no, Padrinos.
At Padrinos Cuban.
There it is, Padrinos Cuban.
At Padrinos Cuban.
Slow jams, love your perspective, love the evolution, love the flow. You know, you had a little duet with McQueen today. He had a feature in McQueen and that meat. Slow jams, what was your biggest takeaway? Where can people find you?
My biggest takeaway was realizing the differences, you know, between our ages as women and our wisdom and our experiences. And you might think something is green on this side when really it's 10 times greener on the get married side. But anyways, what I'm saying is I really enjoyed the show. It's really nice perspectives. Also, please check out my website, www.slwjmz.net. There's certain people looking at my account right now, so I need my views to go up so I could get out of here and go to Hollywood. So please tap in, look at all my stuff, my videos, and, you know, even buy my merch, my clothing brand, everything.
I personally am endorsing Slow Jams' website. I'm a fan.
Me too.
Not only am I a client, I'm the player president of Slow Jams Records
Oh
Incorporated.
yeah, it's called SJ's World.
There you go.
When I get bigger, I'm gonna call it SJ's Worldwide, and then Worldwide International. But
All right.
you know,
She's got big plans.
Nat, you already had a chance to out yourself as a combative, disagreeable, lovely woman.
I'm representing my traditional women that are loyal to their men, that sacrifice their life and their time and their bodies for kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, at the end of the day, I think there has to be some type of fair, you know.
Well, all you
protection.
5'3" kings out there with 5-inch tongues, you know where to find Nat, like the
Even
baby
bother.
alien.
Don't bother. Unless you want to come on SOSCAST, let me know.
Okay, yeah. By the way, ladies out there, if
Reach
you're
out to
interested in
me.
coming, reach out to Nat. Malik, how you feeling? What do you want to say?
I'm great. The most biggest takeaway I got is the bottom third of all men are not having sex, and I feel like my advice to them is just get it how you live. At the end of the day, it's like, all right, maybe you want that top tier girl, but you gotta play in your ballpark sometimes, you know. Not saying go pick up some $50 whore off Craigslist, but you might have to talk to that four across the bar. You got a couple drinks just to get it going. That's practice for you to maybe once you get up there to that level. Now you know how to talk to 8s and 9s, and now you know how to talk to women and everything. And all
You're
that
saying stay in your lane.
Yeah.
You got to have spring training. You got to do a little preseason. Then you got to do a regular season. Then you get into the playoffs. Then you get the championship. There's a Hall of Fame. There's levels to this game, is what you're saying.
Yes.
You can't just be a preseason guy trying to go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Can't jump
respect
to it.
on that. Last but not least, my dog McQueen, dropping knowledge as always. You know, he's playing in the pros right now. He's trying to be a Hall of Famer. McQueen,
Arguing with women.
he's here in Miami officially now, doing what he does best. What do you want to say to the people out there?
I just want to say I appreciate you, Adam, for bringing me on the show, man. You guys can follow me on Instagram at @the_Mega_McQueen, and then on YouTube, Mega McQueen. You'll see the one with the 1 million subscribers. So subscribe to that, man, if you guys want to laugh. And yeah, that's it.
The man.
Yeah.
Watch out for those ladies. Watch out for your legs. You might get some skeet on them things. That was his latest video.
Yeah, I told a bitch I want to skeet on her legs in public, but you know what I'm saying?
Did you get her number after?
No.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, I think I did. Yeah, I did.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go, gentlemen.
Baby, what I'm saying is dreams do come true. Last couple super chats and then we'll wrap up.
Super chats. Awesome. Well, thank you for the super chats. We've got Rido. He said, Nat, lucky she has a Jamaican patty. Her IQ is 0 right now. I appreciate it. Then we have the masculine investor. Y'all got to treat Nat better, or she'll turn into the next queen maker in her 30s. Thanks. I appreciate that. And then let me check. There's no more. That's it. We got one more. The black kid from Norway. Black ladies' Instagrams. All the Instas will be down below. And also, I just want to make a quick announcement. If you ladies are looking to come on a platform and would like to be on the SOSCAST, reach out to me via Instagram. I've got my Instagram down below. We're looking for some ladies who want to come on. And we are looking for some gentlemen, but we're a little bit more, you know, who we want to pick for the gentlemen. But ladies, reach out to me, and I'll be responding to get you to see if we can get you on the show.
Funny how that works. You need to be a high-status gentleman to make it to the stage. You can be some random, argumentative, disagreeable girl who can't even read. Boom, you're on a show. You know, it's not fair out there for the men, but if you can become that man of high value and high status, the world's your oyster. But thank you, ladies. I thought everyone really was awesome today.
Yes.
You're all invited back. And thank you guys for tuning into another episode of the SOSCAST. We'll see you on Thursday. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday from 4 to 6-ish p.m. Shout out to the team and shout out to you guys out there. We'll see you guys on Thursday. We're out.
It's the SOSCAST, baby.